it's not going to be good. Yeah.
You just, I mean, that's just something you have to live with. Yeah, you got to be able to recover.
If you're going to live with the good shit, you got to live with the bad shit. Dude.
Like those guys on the other side, they're getting paid too. So,
you know, I seen it with A-Rod. I seen it with fucking Jordan Love. It's like, you know, I watched Jordan Love out here. Packer fans, dude, this guy's the shit. After the Broncos game out here where he didn't do shit, Packer fans are like, I saw it in that game. You guys were blitzing the shit out of this kid. And we had 3 of our starting offensive linemen were out. He's running for his fucking life. Aaron Jones wasn't playing. You know, we couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed on offense. And Packer fans are like, yo, he's no flinch, hanging in there, still trying to make passes like he didn't quit. Next week, 4 touchdowns, 375 yards, no big deal. It was like, okay, all right. You know what I mean? Like, bad game, bounce back, division opponent, and against, the Vikings who beat him the first time early in the season. Let's go.
You know, young guys.
Keep it moving.
Speaking of Jordan Love, I don't know what TikTok keeps recommending, like putting videos on my For You page from his girlfriend.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She's pregnant with twins.
Oh, no kidding.
A-Rod, dude, he's a fucking dog, bro. He's a dog. He made twins, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, ever since Cosby of the Raiders yelled at Bo saying, "Hey, they can't hear you. You gotta speak louder." Ever since then, he's like really changed.
Yeah. I'd much rather have 7 days of shitty film to watch going into another game as a rookie than just going out and beating a team really bad, and then the next week's against a good team.
Yeah.
I would much rather go into playing.
I always get worried. I always get worried about those games too, where you blow a team out and it's like you can rest on your laurels, and then you got to go play like.
And we're going to Baltimore. Hey.
I was really happy, because we blew out. Basically, we were up like 35 points, and we put in our backups. They kind of came back against the Kansas City Chiefs last year. It was that was like Jordan Love's coming out the week before the Thanksgiving game. And then the Thanksgiving game, I was like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, we scored 5. Because, like, the Packers' offense was so, like, up and down last year, where I was like, fuck, we scored 5 touchdowns. That's our quota for the month, and we're not going to score another fucking point for fucking 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And it just sort of took off from there. I was kind of happy to see that. But it does always kind of suck. You blow a team out, and then you see your team like, okay, like, we're playing a decent team, and then they just, like, don't come out at all. You fucking lose. What the fuck is this?
My dad was she was hilarious.
Yeah, I am going to go on probably a bit of a rant about some of Vance Joseph's tactics and his usage of Levi Wallace.
It was really weird that he had a matchup against every guy. Why is that guy going to be moving around the field so much on defense?
Yeah.
Just put him where he's good at.
Well, I'm gonna save it for the show. I got an interesting statistic for it though, and everything. So
okay, I'm ready. Yeah. When we cover the NBA, NHL, college hoops, I'm gonna go on a quick rant about fucking Clemson beat number 4 Kentucky last night.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I watched the whole game because I was like,
I watched the second half.
All these NBA games are blowouts right now.
Garbage.
Let me tune in.
NBA suck.
I don't know how.
I think it's had a kind of interesting game.
That was the best one of the night. And did you see this? Broncos are waiving Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really done anything for us this year.
He got fucking shot in the head.
That's,
Yeah, after week 5, he injured his finger or something. He was on IR, and then a few days later is when he was involved in that drive-by shooting downtown, and nobody
I never knew about
posted
that.
about it until like a week after it happened.
Oh fuck.
I remember the morning we found out about it was like a week after.
that's right, yeah. I forgot he got a shot.
Like one of the bullets grazed him in the head. And
I didn't even know about that at all. I'm hearing about it. This is the first time. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Josh Ryan, he used to shit. He used to be a dog for the Detroit Lions.
Played so good.
He's out late.
He did get waived.
We just waived him too. The Buccaneers did.
He got so mad when Jaira he caught. It was like it was our first matchup when they blew us out last year, and he had like it was like his like best game of his career, like 2 touchdowns, 157 yards. Like I'm on running, but we still couldn't stop the fucking nosebleed. And Reynolds had like 2 touchdowns on us, and he got pissed off because Jair Alexander called him a jag, like just a guy, like basically like just like waving him off, and he got fucking super pissed. He's been waved by 2 teams.
Maybe that's why Jerry Judy's been with that against the Broncos, because he got called a jag while playing for us.
Who did? Jerry Judy. Yeah. I just did. It just didn't.
Not like Steve Smith.
The offense. Yeah, dude. I mean, if there's a guy who can call somebody a jag and get away with it, it's fucking Steve Smith. That dude was.
That dude was like 5'9",
brother,
just
and
like
was a
the
dog,
most vicious wide
and would fight you. Like, take the strap off. Ready. You know what I mean?
So happy when he left the Panthers, man.
Yeah, he went to Baltimore like way too late in his career. It was like he said it was between Baltimore. I think he also said Philly and Green Bay when he was gonna make his. Because he took a visit to Green Bay.
That would have been fucking insane.
And I was like, man, I never knew about because we don't really get free agents like that. This Josh Jacobs thing is like, I've never seen this before. And then to get a free agent that's still like in the prime of their career, like we'll get a free agent, but he's already like played for a team for like 6-7 years. It's just sort of like whatever.
I was a Clemson fan for the night last night.
That was a wild game in the second half too.
There's so many lead changes. And this dude on Clemson had like 22 rebounds.
Yeah. I'm glad Sterling Sharp is a fucking Hall of Fame finalist now. He could have been a Hall of Famer a long time ago if he played fucking 2 more years. He just didn't have like super long of a career because he broke his fucking neck on the field. But he was like, he took over the fucking league for a minute. Led the league in receiving with Jerry Rice as a rookie. With Lynn Dickey as his fucking quarterback. Who the fuck is Lynn Dickey?
Come on, don't trust him.
You know what I mean? Like his 8-year career, dude, it's like him and Jerry Rice during those 8 years. Brett Favre still like gets choked up talking about how good Sterling Sharp was.
Brett he also gets choked up when he sees welfare money go to poor people.
Can't have that happen.
Dude, all that shit get wiped under the table too. Nobody even gives a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Same with when he's fucking being all creepy with that reporter when he first went to the Jets.
hey,
Oh yeah, that usually
nothing
sending
even.
dick pics,
You know what I mean? Like,
Wasn't he? He was married at the time.
Yes,
oh,
he
yeah,
was.
he's still married.
The same.
His wife is fucking smart though. She's his power of attorney. She probably has half the fucking welfare money that he stole from fucking Mississippi. She ain't stupid. You think I'm with Brett for his fucking? He damn sure isn't fucking smart. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I like.
The guy was flat broke like 3/4 way into his season because he blew all of his money on fucking Percocets.
The Packers keep using.
They sent him to fucking rehab like to start this before, like he missed a whole training camp one year. Like 97, 98, a couple years after the Super Bowl. Because he was all fucked up on heroin.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
Playing with all those injuries, he started taking all the fucking painkillers and he got addicted to them.
Somebody gotta talk to Jordan Love. Just make sure he's making smart.
He's got twins on the way.
He's got 8 more years in the Super Bowl before he can go crazy.
That's true.
Once he wins the Super Bowl and he gets CTE Jordan Love, then who the fuck knows what, I mean, and this is a Bakersfield kid, so it's like, who the fuck knows what happens to this fucking guy in a decade, you know? Something in the water up there in Green Bay, dude. Did you guys see that they're making a Netflix documentary about Aaron Rodgers?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, the trailer's hilarious. It's fucking hysterical, dude.
Is he
That should
involved
be
in
our
it?
man
Or
of the week.
is,
Fucking trailer.
Oh, it's great, dude.
is he involved with it, or are they just like?
Dude, he's literally doing ayahuasca on the fucking documentary.
Oh, it's like the J-Lo documentary then. Dude.
He's
This is
literally
the
getting
trenches.
holistic medicine to heal his fucking torn Achilles. If you mentally tell yourself something is healed, the powers of healing will naturally heal you.
And he said he was going to come back.
Literally said that.
Come on now. If he came back last season, if he was doing holistic medicine,
He's still
healing
only
that
doing.
shit.
Remember, I think that's why he's so fucked up now.
Probably, dude.
He can't move.
He's really old.
You watch him play football. Soon as he gets the ball, he just stands there, bro, and then just throws. It's always a little sidearm, little flick. I'm like, bro, you can't step up into a pass and throw the ball like it downfield.
No, you can't. It's sorry, no.
You know what I mean? And it's like probably because your fucking Achilles is still fucking torn.
Still fucked up. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't fucking drop back. He hasn't taken a snap under center since 2021 in Green Bay.
That was his last
You're not
two
gonna
MVP
be
seasons.
a good NFL player. You're just not. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Gotta be able to drop back. Packers are averaging 237 passing yards a game, 8th in the NFL, 158 rushing yards, which is 5th in the NFL. Points are 27, which is tied for 6th in the NFL. Points against is 20, which is 9th in the NFL.
Look at this guy's name. Magoon Guath. Queens College blocks per game leader. Fuck yeah, man.
San Diego State, they beat somebody pretty good over last week, I think. They had like a pretty good upset. I don't know what day that was.
I gotta fucking search out this Aaron Rodgers documentary.
Oh, it's hilarious, dude. We're going live in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. San Diego State.
two worlds of the extroverted and an introverted lover of silence. I'm trying to beat back Father Time and the expectations.
Aaron Rodgers ain't for everybody.
Yeah. It's a fucking clown show. I live between two worlds. Like this is some fucking soap opera.
Yeah.
Fucking everybody does that. What the fuck? Everybody likes some peace and quiet, Aaron Rodgers. That's like, come on now.
Good.
I'll be right back.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Fuck 'em.
We need some silver final whistle watch party for this.
Let's I know, right?
Smash some beers.
Yeah,
and
shout
talk
I watched episode 1 of the new in-season Hard Knocks. Pretty fire, dude. You know who's a fucking dog, dude? Mike fucking Tomlin. Because you don't ever get to see him on regular Hard Knocks. We all sound good. I'm going live.
Check. All right.
Checo.
And you dude, like, and they basically start it from like the last week's game. They're preparing for the Cleveland Browns Pittsburgh game last week or the week before last. That's kind of when they're leading up into that. Like they kind of give like a really quick flash throughout like the first 8 or 9 games or whatever, and then it's sort of like leading up into what it is now.
That's going to be sick.
It is sick, dude.
I'm hyped for that.
Joe Burrow's a dog.
The funniest thing, they asked Mike Tomlin if he was going to watch, and he said, absolutely not.
It is all worth it.
It's all led to this. 60-minute drive. Or 60 minutes. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time.
I need Atlanta, man. I need Atlanta. That's it.
Chicago Bears live. It's what it is. What it's always going to be.
It's true.
Running back position. So do. I'll take Cookie. You're such a
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
You are looking live at Military Broadcast Radio until
What's
the
up?
final whistle.
Welcome.
The boy, Mercury, HG to my right, Caveman to my left. I'm Jimmy Covers. I'm on the ones and twos running the sound. So if you hear something messed up, just blame Jimmy. As Mercury likes to say, I am a hater. I am not a hater, Mercury. What I don't hate
One
is
of the
how
biggest haters I know.
I am not a hater, brother. But one
No.
thing I do not hate but how Bo Nix played on Monday Night Football, Mercury.
What a game, man.
It was a great game by the rookie.
Had a effing nuke.
You know, we have a little
That game,
spot on the
dude.
show where it's heroes and zeros. I'm just going to knock this out early. My
Get into
hero,
it.
Jameis Winston. My zero, Jameis Winston.
Perfect.
I mean, the guy, dude, if there's a dude who's just so, he plays like a rookie and he's a 10-year veteran in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's like if you saw that and it's a rookie quarterback, you're like, we're cooking with something with this guy. You're cooking with something with Jameis Winston, all right. You're cooking up dubs, but you're cooking up pick sixes as well. And he kept him in the ball game, had a chance driving, minute 45 seconds left, and the wheels fall off the train tracks like at Disneyland, and the game's over, and the Denver Broncos cover the point spread very easily, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was this game.
Probably the best Monday night game of the year so far.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
it's
by
definitely-
far. I would
can't
probably
think of
say.
another one. That
Yeah,
was
Definitely.
thrilling.
That was
I was
insane.
at the game.
Yeah, you're
The
Mercury was
vibes-
at the game. He's rich, so
vibes
that's why
were
he calls me a
electric.
hater.
Somebody had the hookup with the tickets, but
I
yeah,
appreciate the homie hookup.
we vibes were electric there. My first ever actually Monday Night Football game I've ever been to. First
Oh,
one that's
awesome,
been
dude. Cool.
first time we've had a home Monday Night Football game since 2018 too. People were buzzing for it. It was
Yeah.
electric in that stadium. I think one of the loudest Bronco games I've ever been to
Nice.
as
Yeah.
well. Great atmosphere,
Gotta
great
be on
energy.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Gotta
Oh,
be
yeah.
on.
I was in the building Sunday night football against the Green Bay Packers in 2015, your guys' Super Bowl run. It was a week
Oh,
8
yeah.
game, and I was in the upper deck. I was in the north end zone, and it's like the floor is like that metal whatever. Dude, it was vibrating up there, but
Yeah.
it was crazy.
It's crazy.
I was like, all right, here we go.
I've only been there once, around the same area though. This was like the year after Manny. You guys were playing the Rams when they were hot, so we got some cheap tickets to watch. Me and my brother were like, let's just watch the Rams beat the Broncos up real quick.
Yeah,
And we're like, all right, go. It was loud in there still for that game.
yeah.
Great stadium, mile high. The sideline's really close to, and like the field's really close to the stands too.
Yeah.
So I do think
You're on top of it. You
Yeah,
really are.
it can get loud in there too.
Yeah.
But this game, man, just the quintessential Jameis Winston experience.
Should have stayed on the Saints. Come
The
on, I
high-
would have loved to see him.
The highest of highs and the lowest of
God.
lows.
It really
A roller
is.
coaster of emotion.
It really is.
I mean,
Because I bet y'all, they're driving with a minute,
Oh, yeah.
whatever it was, and you're nervous.
Well,
I was nervous watching it for Broncos fans.
we kicked that
Scary.
field goal with like 2 minutes and 50 seconds
Kind of
left or something
shocked
like
you
that.
went for the field goal there.
Right, I was like, man, it was like with how they were moving on, like way too much time. I didn't think we were gonna stop. I didn't think we were
Yeah.
gonna stop Jameis.
Yep.
I was like, if they just need a field goal to retake the lead, like we left them way too much time.
It looked like the odds were in the Browns' favor.
It
And
looked
that-
like it,
That
man.
changed very quick.
28 first downs to 19 first downs. In the time of possession, 32 minutes for the Browns, 27 minutes for the Denver Broncos.
Broncos are playing with pace, man. And I kind of like that because you guys.
They did have
Control the
7
game.
explosive plays of 25 yards or more. So
Because they're taking shots.
Yeah.
Bo Nix has
Dude,
got the cojones.
I hope we have that. Do we have that ripper across the middle for a touchdown? And a
Oh,
top
we need to get that.
buddy,
We need to
that
get
was
that
one
real
of
quick.
it.
Well,
That's it. You know what I mean?
We'll
You
get
can't
that
teach.
real quick.
yeah.
I don't care who your coach is. I don't care who college you came from. You cannot teach that,
That was an
You
NFL
either can
throw
do
right
that
there.
or you
Yeah.
can't. It's in
Yeah.
the headset. Hey, this is your matchup. You looked out there. I got 1-on-1. 3-step. That back foot hit the ground. That was
Get
a
ready.
freaking hose across the middle of the field.
Oh my!
Congratulations
Beautiful.
to
Beating
Bo Nix there.
beating
Ripping
Denzel
that.
Ward to the spot by
Yeah.
just like
Inches.
inches. Like
Yeah. Good job, Bo Nix.
I don't know if you see the
Oh, that one to Min.
I don't know if you've seen the
Good
freeze
job,
frame
Sean
of
Payton.
that with Ward laying
Just
out.
right,
forward.
dude. It went
Yeah.
through his hands. It seemed like
Yeah,
based on
it-
TV.
Yeah, it like went it like his fingertips. It might have grazed his fingertips before it got to him. It was like it was that close. Just a laser.
And then shout out Mims for
On the road.
catching that
I know. Yeah.
That
in between 2
90-yard
guys. Like
strike.
that's a 105-mile-an-hour fastball coming at you.
That's the type of plays we've been looking for Bobby Mims. Like you just go,
Yeah.
use your speed, beat them over the top. We get the ball to you, and you're gone. And that was, I think, our longest play from scrimmage
Yeah.
since Jerry Judy caught like 92-yard touchdown
There we go.
a couple of years ago. Judy,
Had
I'm
himself
gonna
a game.
I'm gonna give him the hero of the. He was one of my heroes, just for fantasy wise at least. And you know what? Good on him for having himself a revenge game. He actually his 235 yards he had receiving in that game were more receiving yards than Deshaun Watson had passing yards at any point this season.
That's amazing.
Ridiculous.
That's amazing. He's my hero and zero because he was playing the enemy and just taunting that Denver crowd. That's the main thing that kept.
But
them
we were
in the
booing
game.
the hell out of him, man. It was
He
Browns
wanted the
were
smoke.
in it.
He got the smoke. He showed out.
That's why the Browns were in it because he probably gave some
Yeah.
speeches too.
He probably
He's-
only has half of what he had in that game if Sutton was covering him. Though.
If he had Sertan on the whole
So
game,
actually,
yeah,
he
Sertan,
was
yeah.
pretty close
That
off
brings
his
me
first
to
half.
my zero. Actually, and just before we roll the zero, Kate, can you roll this clip for Levi
Oh, yeah.
Wallace?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, we want to see Levi Wallace first.
I got you.
Let's check it out.
It says make a LinkedIn
The
profile.
fucking music in the background. It's so depressing and just.
Oh no, he stuttered. Yeah, way too easy. He didn't know. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what he was doing.
Because Barton left and he thought he had to go that.
He thought
side.
exactly.
And he's like, oh, yes, just torched.
Yeah, so Levi Wallace, unfortunately, is my zero for the night. Fun fact, so Sertan did actually end up covering Judy quite a bit.
In the second half.
Well, I mean, kind of.
I mean, he had
There's more-
109 receiving yards at halftime.
He did, yeah. We had finished with 235.
You know.
A lot of that came on that 70-yarder right after the men's touchdown,
Yeah.
which took all of the steam out of the building. But Jerry Judy,
Yeah.
he ran 57 routes Monday night, and he had Sertan covering him for 34 of those routes. On those 34 routes, 3 targets, 2 catches, 20 yards. On his other 23 routes, he had 9 targets, 7 catches, and 215 yards
Jeez.
and a
Oh
touchdown.
my God.
So
Correct.
James Joseph, look, I don't know why it took you that long to adjust. I mean,
Jesus.
at a certain point, like I know the Browns, they were using a lot of motion. They lined him
were.
up in the
They were.
backfield. They were lining him up in the slot a lot. They were trying to get him away from Sertan
Yeah.
as much as they could. At a certain point, you
Good
gotta just
observation. Yeah.
you gotta just tell Patrick, like, hey, I don't care where you're supposed to line up on the field. Wherever Jerry Judy goes, you follow
Let's
him.
follow.
Like you just get to a point where it's like put your best corner
Best
on their
on
best
best.
receiver.
Yeah.
The guy's torching you. I mean, like that
Yeah.
deep touchdown. I don't know what Levi Wallace was thinking here. I mean, he's
Is
just
he a
not,
rookie?
No, he's like been in the league for a while.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a rookie. I'm like, well,
That's what I
yeah,
thought.
yeah, because I've never even heard of the guy, and so
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's a rookie, And I'm like, that's a tough matchup for a Monday Night Football, like,
Yeah.
But if he's been in the league, there's no excuses. You
We
gotta-
did have a rookie, Chris Drains Abram. He ended up getting a pass interference when they put the Browns, inside the 5, right before Jameis, who's third pick to Cody Bart. But no, Levi Wallace, he's been in the league for a while. The touchdown he gave up to Judy, I'm still trying to figure out what he was thinking because he's kind of just like slowly backing up, watching Judy run at him.
Yeah.
Like there's not a safety to that side of the field helping him too, which I'm like, okay, what's like? So you don't have safety help. Why you just let this guy run?
He had to have
past
thought
you?
that he did have safety help.
Yeah, he must have. That's the only thing.
Because he was sinking in coverage. So when that linebacker came across, I'm thinking that he thought the linebacker was going to be underneath, safety over the top.
Yeah.
And he just sort of covers the boundary, so nothing gets up. That way. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. But that's just a bad excuse anyway.
Yeah, I know. So
Tough day for the kid.
yeah, it really was.
Really tough.
Tough day for the kid, but it doesn't hurt because he still won the game.
Tough day
And
for the Broncos.
You guys give up
future.
500 yards of
Yeah.
offense and still win because you have 2 pick sixes. I mean, shout out Vance Joseph. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And hey, look, that defense. They were talking about this on the post game show. We listened to that on the way home. 94.1 KOA, right? So 460 of those offensive yards came on like the first. I believe it was 48 snaps,
Gosh.
something like that. Maybe 50. But the Browns ran 84 plays.
I want to show
So
you all this.
it was like their last 38 to 40 plays. The Broncos gave up less than 100 yards. It was it was like 105 yards basically on the last 38 to 40
Check.
plays.
I want you guys to see something here that I'm sharing the screen, guys. While Mercury was breaking that down, you're gonna see the win-loss record. Okay, Broncos sitting right now 8-5, right in the thick of it. But look right next to it. You're gonna see ATS, boys. You're gonna see ATS. ATS for all of those out there is against the spread. So covers, what they do is they track all the against the spread bets. So whatever your spread is for the week, if you win it, you win it. If you lose it, you lose it, right? Broncos 10-3 against the spread. I'm going to start scrolling here. Check this out, boys. You will not find another team in the AFC. Pittsburgh 9-3. Buffalo 8-4 against the spread. Okay. I'm going to go down here to the NFC, and nobody has 10. Detroit 9-3. The Denver Broncos, the best team against the spread in the NFL through week 13 with a rookie freaking quarterback.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Bo Nix, shout out Sean Payton.
There you go.
That blew my mind. I was looking at it, and I'm like, all right, let me just check these standings real quick. AFC West, along with the NFC North. 3 teams,
All have very.
would
good
you want to
shots
play
make it.
any one of these teams, going into their building if they get a home playoff game somehow, however it shakes out?
Yeah.
I mean, dangerous, brother. Between the NFC North and the AFC West, I mean, future Super Bowl champion could come out of those divisions. I mean, obviously they have because Kansas City, but outside of them, it's like,
There's some good teams in there.
Not a
man,
chance.
obviously the Steelers are dogs, and Baltimore and Buffalo is obviously in there as well. But the future of the NFL in the AFC, if Bo Nix is going to play like this consistently, dude, and there's no significant drop off, I mean, look out, dude. Look out.
Now let's check out this 93-yard bomb to Marvin Mims real quick.
We gotta watch it. It's a beautiful. Just one of the most beautiful throws I've ever seen.
Yeah, that place is rocking, dude. Yeah, that was a freaking laser beam, dude. 3-step drop in your own end zone and backed up at like the 3-yard line, and a freaking laser beam across the middle of the field there. Back foot hits the ground, ball has to come out. And not like a lollipop where you're trying to just like sail it out there. He threw it on a freaking line. That's the only reason why that ball didn't get intercepted or broken up or knocked down or whatever. Because he threw it with some freaking pace. And he just put it on a line, dude, so his boy could go get it. That's crazy. That's a great throw. That's a throw that you cannot, I don't care what nobody says. Madden won't help you. The best coach in the NFL can't help you. The best wide receiver in the league can't help you. You either can do that or you can't. And he didn't do it to any top wide receiver.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like maybe like a tier 5 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, that's very.
You know what I mean? So it's like you don't need. I always laugh when people say that stuff, dude. I laugh inside because like you see plays like that, probably top 5 play of the year from a quarterback to wide receiver, without even a debate.
There's a lot of these
Oh,
90-yard
I
passes that
think
are
so.
getting off this year. That's one of the top ones.
It's hard to complete
Yeah.
passes more than 20. That's why your completion percentage just falls off a cliff on anything more than 20
Well,
yards
you
down the
think
field.
about where that throw came from. I mean, that's 3rd and 12, and he fired that out of the
His
end
own
zone.
end zone.
And
You know,
just 3-step drops.
that's a
stood there in
freaking
the
play right
pocket,
there, dude.
and
That's a
just-
real legitimate play.
Great throw.
Yeah, took a shot. I like the aggressiveness we're seeing out of the Broncos offense too. The past couple weeks, they were very dink and dunk against Kansas City. Ended up losing that game. They should have probably won that, block field goal, whatever. But since then, I mean, they have just been really aggressive. Sean Payton's having Bo Nix throw it down the field a lot. It's just really, I think it's really starting to help open up the run game a bit more as well. Jaleel McLaughlin could maybe be another winner from here. I mean, he had some really good runs. Well, I mean, we got to talk like the one where he basically stopped on a dime and cut that back upfield and turned what should have been like a 1 to 2 yard loss into a near house call with a missed face mask penalty. Was basically the only thing that stopped that from being a touchdown. That should have been. So he should have gotten, got tackled there. It should have been an extra 15 on top, but they didn't call it.
That's honestly a good thing to see because that's like late in the season. The Broncos' run game is just probably the biggest weakness.
Yeah.
Really. Like it's really hard for them to get a run game established. You need it late in the year in playoffs. But if they're starting to get something figured out now, that's really good.
I still think we ought to give Audric Estime the ball a bit more too. But Jaleel really showed something there, man. We were talking about on Wednesday about those short running backs, man. This
There we
another
go,
guy
man.
is like 5'9", 5'10", maybe
Yeah.
5'8", but like he's out there running hard. Good ball carrier vision. He's bouncing and finding the gaps that the O-line gets for him. Even if the initial hole isn't there, he's able to bounce it and still pick up lots.
Some of the best running backs in the history, like that, it's been a thing for like. Look how big Barry Sanders was. Emmitt Smith wasn't big at all.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
he was another
it just
dog.
kind of goes to show you like how much of a unicorn Derrick Henry is because he runs with his pad level extremely high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He runs. Don't run upright. Yeah, except if you're Derrick Henry. I'm running upright. Nobody's hitting me, unless your name's Cooper DeJean for some reason.
Yeah.
But that was in a swing pass with his feet stopped. Does he make that tackle when Derrick Henry at 250 pounds is coming downhill at him?
Right.
Probably
Probably
not.
not.
Probably not.
But in that situation, he got it, right? So it's like, dude, these smaller running backs, dude, especially in this era, with linebackers now, dude, really aren't, you're also not in a position where you can take advantage of size because of the speed adversity now and the rules of the game. Like, you just can't hit guys the same way. You get some of these smaller backs, man, get them in the open field, get them running. And these big offensive linemen, you kind of hide back there. And then if you're a one-cut guy,
Bucky Irving, man.
you create some
Achane as
misdirection
well.
and you get a little lane there. I mean, it's home run city for any of these smaller guys.
Achane.
So
Exactly.
Achane, I mean,
Bucky
my boy
Irving.
Aaron Jones for years in Green Bay, one cut back. Wouldn't make guys miss really. One cut gone. See a hole and hit it. See hole, hit hole. That's what they always used to say. Same thing now. You see it now. you're sort of seeing like a revitalization in the run game. Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, I know Shanahan in San Francisco, Sean Payton a little bit now with some of these other backs here. Javonte Williams a little bit. It's like, dude,
I don't know about
you're,
Javonte.
but he still runs pretty good. It's like, we'll see with him, but like
Yeah.
running back by committee there, but like, dude, like you see a lot of this old school running game in today's NFL because these linebackers, you got to go sideline to sideline. You can create a lot of misdirection. You get a hole, it's easy first down. Easy first down. You're seeing a lot of split backs. They call it flow option, where you're flowing to one side, come back the other. That's 1980s high school
that's
football.
really old school stuff. Right
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was doing that Pee-wee in the 90s. And it's interesting now. This combine it with play action passing, and if you have a quarterback that can throw the ball down the field, Bo Nix, you're going to be cooking with something, dude. You're going to be cooking with something. The Broncos have a bright future.
To add on to that aggressiveness you're talking about, Bo Nix's interception, 1st and 10, gun, empty, everybody runs a
Chuck
go
it.
route, and he chucks it up. That's just Sean Payton,
I like
and
it.
that's just Bo Nix
Long
listening
punt.
to him.
Low key.
That's
a long
literally
punt.
just
kind of
that's just
stopped.
Sean Payton,
Dude,
guys. It's
like-
just freaking Sean Payton.
There were actually a couple of like deep passes. I'm like,
Nothing to worry
we
about.
we
No,
could
don't
have
worry
we could have had one to Franklin potentially from like midfield down the sideline. That could have been a big play.
He's kind of hit the rookie wall, man.
Yeah, he slowed up on it too, and I was I'm like, you keep running, and you got a chance to beat that defender and make a catch. That pick, like Mims, it seemed like he slowed up just a little bit. That let Denzel Ward, who is an elite defender, elite.
Oh yeah,
coverage guy back
definitely,
there.
definitely.
You can't give him, you can't give up all the leverage on the ball like that. You got to
Yeah.
run hard. And
And
then,
Drake Delpit,
dude,
probably going to be a Pro Bowl safety out of the AFC.
yeah.
One of the 4. He's a dog too back there.
You got Greg Newsom too. I like Newsom.
Newsom.
Newsom's
He-
really good as
Say,
well.
even
Oh.
better performance.
Browns got a respectable
That's-
secondary.
that's a good
Their
secondary.
front seven is kind of sketchy with their
Outs-
linebackers,
yeah.
but
Outside of Miles Garrett, they're like a ton of guys
And
on
that-
the line that
yeah.
you think of. But the secondary is really good. If they can,
It's an elite
cover
secondary.
well.
definitely one of the top.
you definitely don't want to give Miles
Top
Garrett
six.
time to get to your quarterback. Garrett Bowles, man, he did a pretty good job against Garrett. I was kind of keeping an eye on that. Like they left him one-on-one a number of times.
I know he had a few penalties, but
He had a couple of penalties, but he didn't really give up any sacks.
Pretty good.
Like they gave him some chip help from time to time, but yeah, for the most part,
He handled it.
it would be like a back chip.
He did get a lot of chip help. There was some
Yeah.
chip help there with Estimate. But it's okay. I mean, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to kind of chip him. But like there were a few times they did ask him to block him one-on-one, and in those moments where it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to take care of one-on-one.
not bad.
He held up.
Only 3 sacks, but none that I can really remember in like a clutch
Yeah, none in a really
situation.
big
Right,
moment, like
where you
right
take that
beginning.
big 3rd down
Yeah.
sack and it's instead of 4th and 1, it's 4th and whatever now.
Nothing that
It's
will
like
really
whatever.
drastically change how the
Yeah.
game went.
So not bad.
I gotta say, one of the most frustrating plays of the night. Bo Nix, he rolls out towards his right to avoid pressure, and then he's able to like kind of stop, turn, and throw it back across the field to Cortland Sutton, who had just given up and stopped. Like he saw Bo Nix roll away from him, and he just stopped playing. He wasn't even looking for it,
Yeah.
and then he hears the crowd go, "Oh, ball, oh!" and
Yeah,
he like,
ball.
looks up and he's like, "Oh, crap!" And
crap. Yeah.
I'm like, "Come on, man."
I do want to give a shout out Sabrina on our Monday show. She needed Will Lutz to get 5 points in
Definitely
fantasy.
got that.
I bet
Yeah.
that because I was like, man, I remembered what Sabrina said, our number 1 fan. I was like, I bet Will Lutz over 6.5 points on BetMGM, and that was a nice cash. So shout out Sabrina for the
Shout
Will.
out.
That's another
Number
hero,
one fan.
a hero for the Denver Broncos Monday Night Football game. Will Lutz coming through clutch.
Yeah, that guy's been solid. I remember that when Sean Payton first brought him in, everyone was like, "Oh, we should have gotten rid of McManus."
Didn't-
But he's been like he had a rocky start, but like
Didn't
Ever
Will Lutz
since-
used to kick for the Saints?
he did, yeah. That's why Payton wanted him. That was his boy. He's been super accurate. He had a like rough couple first weeks, but then like since then he's just been.
I think he only left Denver because Jacksonville gave him like a super bag.
Yeah,
But then whatever happened there happened, and
I was kicking for your boys in Green Bay.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
That worked out for you.
Let's go.
Also, I want
Let's
to give Nick Benito some flowers here as well. Man,
Playing some good ball, dude.
Benito on the season,
Pick
he's got
six.
25 solo tackles. He's second in the NFL in sacks. He's got 11 of those. That one
Interesting.
makes
Wow.
sense to his resume. Probably not going to win it over T.J. Watt, but could definitely has like a DPOY worthy resume.
Oh yeah, with
but-
11 sacks.
Yeah,
Holy
Elite
crap.
edge rusher also forced a fumble. And yeah, just some like
Didn't he used to play for the Bills?
no, we drafted him
Oh, you drafted Nick Benito?
out of
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Sooner.
What is he? How long has he been with you guys?
I want to say this
This
is
is
his third,
Second, third year.
second or third. Yeah,
Look it up.
yeah, I got you. It's his third year. Yeah, we drafted him in 2022.
Okay.
That's what I thought. But yeah, he's been really great for us off the edge there. And him and Jonathan Cooper turned them into a pretty solid edge rushing duo. I was a little skeptical on how our line was going to play at the beginning of the year, but man, those guys have been fantastic.
Pretty
And
solid.
Zach Island there in the middle against the run, and he's still one of the league leaders in generating pressures as well. DJ Jones, he's a great defender against the run as well. Remember, he had a couple of nice plays there where it was like just him one-on-one with the running back, and this is a big dude. He won those matchups. Future bright for that Denver offensive or defensive line. I will say one thing about this game: our cap space is going to probably take a hit because the price for Riley Moss is going to. His price
Oh,
is going to
yeah.
go up
Yeah.
after
His
watching
price
that.
tag
Man.
is going up.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets healthy soon because
That's a great point.
you're either just going to have to make Surtain follow the number one all game or figure something else out besides
Yeah.
Levi Wallace because
Yeah.
that's
I got a feeling that you guys are probably going to draft somebody pretty high in the secondary from college. I'd probably imagine.
I would imagine.
First few rounds,
Yeah.
I bet you get somebody. At
That'll
least with
sure
some
up
sort of
the
talent.
secondary if
I-
that's a good player, man.
You got
I
to
know
throw
what-
resources at it. Draft somebody early. Draft somebody late. One of
Yeah.
those guys like in the 6th round who might have gotten injured, who could have, projected a little bit higher if they didn't get injured, and you just sort of take a shot on them. Throw resources at it, man. Got to.
Yep.
Best teams do it.
A corner and the wide receiver, I can see being like some of the first two picks off the board for the Broncos
Yeah.
Maybe even
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
honestly.
or a
We'll
running
see what
back.
happens.
Mm,
I honestly don't
like-
think so, though.
Unless we can somehow get Genty, which I highly doubt. Genty might be the only back to go in the first round. But he's probably not going to.
I also wouldn't be shocked if you guys didn't go wide receiver pretty high too.
because
Wide receiver, offensive lineman, or DB
we got
is really the,
Sutton's kind of the possession guy. But yeah, we could use elite.
you got
Yeah,
competition in the room is never a bad thing.
Oh yeah,
Especially if you got to trade Sutton, you get a third. I'm taking a 3rd round pick next year for Cortland Sutton, any freaking day of the week. Sorry, thank you, Cortland Sutton, but this team is younger. You're kind of older. We can get some value for you. You're just gonna ride. I would ride it. I mean, what's a possession receiver if you can't find that? Or just like develop that within your own scheme and system
Yeah.
throughout the course of the offseason. All right, Zaire Franklin, you're now our, 3rd and 6. You got to get to the sticks every round. That's sort of what the deal is there.
I mean, I feel like Bailey could counter into that because.
Oh yeah, he's pretty big.
Especially
He's
out
bigger.
of the slot.
He's bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Payton likes him. Sean Payton said he reminds him of Marcus Colston. So,
Interesting.
who's also a 7th round pick, just like Bailey.
Sean Payton likes to go to well.
That's what I'm saying. He buys
he's
into
been
the
in the
hype on
NFL
his own guy.
He's been in the NFL so long. He's like, oh, this guy reminds me when I was in Dallas. It's like, bro, what? Like, all right.
He buys into the hype.
He's for the
Buys
boys,
into the
that's
guy.
for sure. He's
He
definitely
drinks
for
the
the boys.
Kool-Aid, and that's good for your team, honestly. That's pretty good for your team.
Yeah,
Good for the media, good for the fans.
it is good for the media. It makes it easy if we're a small part of the media, and it's like,
Yeah.
Sean Payton's. Sean Payton, you want to come on the show, bud? 720-619-0627.
You got a lot of fans of you in the room.
Yeah, dude.
You won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just want to ask you about that onside kick and what how big your nutsack was.
That was an amazing 10th birthday present. Thank you.
Nice, dude. Good
Thank
job,
you for
dude.
that.
Heck yeah,
Thank you
dude.
for that. As a young
Going
man.
into the double digits, brother.
Yep.
Nice, man. F yeah.
Big
That was a
moment,
turning moment for me.
Big moment.
Going into the double digits. Team won a Super Bowl.
I was in the Navy, dude.
That was
Yeah.
in elementary school.
Yeah. Putting girls on the big wheel, dude. Super Bowl champion over there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, question for you guys: you think when they're all healthy, Surtain, Riley Moss, Jaquan McMillan, that best tandem of cover guys in the league?
Possibility at that.
We were talking about the Browns too. I mean,
Yeah, the Browns
they're
got
definitely in there, man.
I'm
And
talking
then-
like the trio of corners.
yeah.
PJ Locke is solid. I'm like,
I know they're a freaking dumpster fire right now, but like you look at some of the talent that the New York Jets have with DJ Reed and Sauce and stuff. It's
I
like,
know.
I'm like, bro, how are you guys like not good? And it
How do you
boggles
have
my
3
mind.
wins?
You know, I really, obviously, I mean, I'm just to be a homer. I don't think it's time. Maybe 5, maybe 6, but between when Jair Alexander's healthy with Xavier McKinney, I mean, Jair Alexander's 2 DBs out there at the same time when he's healthy. I wouldn't put him over Denver right now. I would have Denver over Green Bay, quite honestly. I put Denver right there. You know, like it's splitting hairs between the top 3. It's like, depends on matchups and health, but all healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver's right there with
And
that.
it's
That is when other guys look at you as the dude, you're the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, you can't deny it. I don't care if you hate the team or not.
the ball maybe comes Patrick's way.
5
Like,
times,
5 times.
maybe 5
Maybe
times,
5.
maybe 5. That's a lot.
5 is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
You have somebody being super aggressive
exactly
over there, like trying to test him early. Like, all right, is he
Yeah.
weak?
Yeah, they must have had a big game before or something. They're just trying to get something.
Oh, he gave up a catch on 1st and 10, so we're going to test him here. That's probably not the best idea. That's not a recipe for sustainable success. When Jimmy Covers talks about sustainable success, that's not what you do. You know what I mean?
He's a demon, man.
He really
You're
is,
not-
dude.
You're not getting around him.
And he'll fight you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll take a flag just to prove a point, and
Yeah.
I like that with a DB. You got to have some guy. People trash DBs like on Twitter and YouTube short. You see these like, oh, this dude just crushing Sauce Gardner. It's like, bro, your team has nothing. I want to see him out there just throwing his head at people. Like, you got to have some sort of like pizzazz to your team, otherwise it's just like the wheels fall off.
He's the best player on the defense. You got to hype up the boys.
You got to
Yeah,
throw it,
rally
dude.
the- Rally the troops.
Denver last year didn't have really anything going for it except Pat Surtain was back there running roughshod over wide receivers every week.
Yep.
He could
Take
also.
what you can get.
He just doesn't like have a ton of stats because the ball doesn't really
Doesn't go his
a
way.
lot. But he could be a defensive player of the year candidate.
Yeah. Like,
And I would
dude, I
argue
remember when
that-
Darrell Revis went 3 weeks in a row without seeing the ball thrown his way.
Right. Like I mean, it's just like
And he's going against like Chad Ochocinco, shout out
Exactly.
Chad. John. Like Randy Moss went 0 for 0 with Tom Brady in their undefeated year against Darrell Revis at home. Didn't catch a ball, dude. Like it's like that level with Pat Surtain. It really is.
I know it's not like the stats aren't there. That's like what a lot of people want to look up. But like you got to look at these things where it's like, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have opportunity to put up stats because they're the offense is avoiding him at all costs.
At all costs.
And I think that's worthy of defensive player of the year. If like the ball just doesn't even come your way because they're worried about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
About your ability to just wreck a drive.
Yeah.
Shut down whatever they're doing. So
The fans would hate that, though. Imagine it would be the defensive player of the year with like the lowest amount of tackles and sacks in NFL history, just because the ball's not coming to him. He
Yeah.
gets tackles and run support. It's like Dion was saying about Travis Hunter. If a corner has a lot of tackles, they ain't that good.
And, yeah.
They ain't that
Something's wrong on your defense.
right.
If they're getting to the second and third level, because if you're dropping up, you're 20 yards from the line of scrimmage on half the time.
Right.
I seen it with Jair earlier. It's like early in his career, buddy. He came out gangbusters his rookie year, had like 9 interceptions, and then just nobody's thrown over there. Oh, because we have practice squad players on the other side of him.
Right.
We didn't give him Riley Moss, and we couldn't afford anybody, so
Yeah.
we're playing, 6-rounder rookies out there basically. And it's like, okay, like, but his stats, like, it took like year 6 to get like his first pick 6 because he had like the lowest target percentage in man-to-man coverage, for like the last 5 years in the NFL. Like man-to-man bump and run, you're not throwing it to Jair Alexander if there's somebody on the other side. Just didn't happen. Now he's injured, kind of been banged up last couple of years, kind of fallen off to me personally, but just one of those dudes. Like you look at the stats for Jair, he's not that good. It's like, bro, that dude shut down the Houston Texans like passing game by himself. He covered 5 different guys in this game that this year. His like pass grade in that was like a 98.7. He gave up like 4 passing yards. That playoff game against the Cowboys, like CeeDee Lamb, we're gonna go up 2 picks, and CeeDee Lamb caught 2 balls for 11 yards.
An elite corner is people really, I think, undervalue it.
They do.
A lot of people,
because the stats.
they always say that the 3 most important positions on the team are quarterback, wide receiver, and edge rusher, and I can agree to that to some extent, but an elite quarterback, I think.
I'd rather have an elite DB than a super elite wide receiver. You don't need a number 1 wide receiver to win an NFL.
If you have a good enough quarterback, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
You just need solid receivers. Obviously, you don't want complete dog
Yeah.
crap.
USFL wide
You
receivers.
still got to get open. That's,
Yeah.
part of it.
But I mean, if you've got a quarterback with some moxie and a good arm, we want
And especially a
solid Mahomes,
quarterback
it's
who knows his wide receivers' routes and okay, this guy's
Exactly.
playing this phase. Give me a 3-step. He's used to you running this route this way. Change it up on 3rd down. And you learn the body mechanics of a wide receiver. If a quarterback knows that, I've seen it. Dude, I watched Aaron Rodgers win a playoff game with Jeff Janis as our number 1 wide receiver.
It works with Sean Payton so well because if you make a play when you don't get the ball, the next play you're probably going to get it. Like look, you guys are playing.
They'll
the
come right
Chiefs.
back to you.
Lil Jordan Humphrey made the saving block to get a 3rd down run for 3rd and 1. He made pretty much the block to get the 1st down. Next play, he gets a screen pass right to him. You make a play off the ball, you're going to get it in your hands to make another one. And
It's true.
the
That's a good
no-name
point.
guys, they just want the ball. They want to make plays.
Yeah.
Just do what the coach says.
It's a great way to incentivize guys to do the dirty work. I like that.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I did pull up Pat Surtain's stats. This just shows me his is an elite cornerback because not a lot's happening around him. Only 23 tackles. He's got 3 INTs and 9 pass deflections.
I mean, that still isn't bad, dude.
Yeah.
3 picks, 9 pass breakups,
So when
for
the
not
ball
really,
so when the ball does come his way, he
It's
makes a lot of plays on it.
Good luck.
That crazy
like
pick
I
six.
said, good luck going after him and we're gonna go after this side of the field on Pat. You're probably not gonna win that game if you use that as your leverage. This is what we're gonna do to win. Probably not gonna happen.
I'd be interested. I would like to
That's a Ryan Day game plan right there. Do the opposite of what you should do.
be interested in see what his target percentage is per game or something like that. Because it's got to be super low.
Yeah.
It's just he's
Like Denzel Ward a couple years ago, it was he he went 9 weeks without seeing a ball. Elite guy.
I'll say a number of set Pat's tackles too are coming off him cleaning up another guy getting burned. Somebody gets beat over the middle on a drag and he's covering somebody deeper and he's like, oh, I gotta come down to make this tackle. It wasn't even he's tackling because somebody else got beat on their assignment. He's cleaning it up.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for a minute, boys.
Yeah. We do
Want to
have
check the meme of the week?
Let's check the
I
meme
got
of the
some
week.
very
we have a
great
meme of the week.
Kent State fans, baby. Let's check this out. Oh, sorry.
Oops, sorry, brother.
At the same time.
No!
Okay.
All right. I got.
All right, just let Jimmy.
I'll
do
let
it.
you
Just
do
let
it.
Jimmy
Oh, it's
I was waiting. I was like, okay, I'll go.
Wet bag.
This team sucks.
So they're
I
garbage,
like it.
bro.
I like it.
The
Oh,
tears on the
Brady.
bag, and it's just wet because he's been screaming in it for hours on it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
guy
dude.
is-
He said, "Give me 3 years, buddy. You get one in college football, and if you don't got it, you're gone." You know what I mean? This don't
It's like that once you get past high school. It's
really
tough
is,
out
dude.
there.
There's so much competition, man.
Oh yeah.
There's so
There's
much
not
competition.
a lot of forgiveness out there in the football world.
There's not. There's not. And with how much money, I mean, boosters, NIL, kids can. Popularity now is by far more important to some of these players. It's like when I was a kid, Tom Brady's not wrong. Like, there's this interview with Tom Brady. You guys probably can find it on YouTube. It's like, it used to be programs when Tom Brady, like, you would go to a program, you would sit there, you would learn in the program, you would develop in the program, you'd go to the pros, you'd have that program to, like, lean on in the NFL. It doesn't really happen anymore, man. And when I was a kid, it was like, oh, the best running back is going to go to Oklahoma because they're running this wing T triple option. You know, quarterbacks are always going to go to Michigan, Notre Dame, Miami would always get a guy. Like, always, like they're always recruiting that position.
That's very true.
Offensive linemen,
That's it.
Iowa, Wisconsin, running backs was Ron Dane and all these dudes, like even modern era that have come out of Wisconsin playing in the league. You know, it's like that's just what they're known for. It's just what they do. You know, DB's Miami. It's like, dude, DBU was Miami for 25 years in the NFL. The best defensive backs came from Miami University.
So, yeah.
You know, it's like they got dudes who are would have been Sean Taylor sat the bench at Miami for 2 years. Ed Reed didn't play until his junior year at Miami.
Those guys are NFL legends.
Vince Wilfork didn't play it down until he won the national championship and went
That's
undefeated.
Pretty much
Didn't play it down.
3 Hall of Famers.
The Rock didn't even play. He went there, committed there, played for a year, and said, "I don't even belong in this league."
Time to wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Time to go wrestle.
Let me get to WWE.
Which kind of tells me, like, Greg Olson, even more of a dog, started all 4 years at Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how is this dude? You know, and they had Kellen Winslow Jr. When I was a kid, it was Alabama now and Georgia are sort of like what they are. It was Miami when I was a kid. It was like, oh, yep, they're going to be the best team by far. Like, they have fifth stringers who would start on Notre Dame tomorrow. You know what I mean?
They have enough players.
Like,
on the
all-time great NFL players. Like, that's that's the
yeah.
only team where I'm like, you take their all-star team and, like, put from college and play, like, a winless, like, Dan Orlovsky's Lions team with no Megatron. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. A full training camp to, like, train for that game, Miami wins.
All right.
Miami wins. Bro,
With all those guys.
they had
on it?
47 NFL
With
players
all those
playing in
guys
a
on it?
national championship game.
Yeah.
7 of them were Hall of Famers,
that's
and none
great.
of them started.
That's basically the entire roster.
Roster.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
They could supply the ACC and just give them all players. Be like, here
Right.
you go, guys. Here you go.
Yeah.
Let's make it fun.
Like,
A training camp, like a full off season, like prepare in a pro style system, wouldn't even be close. No classes. Don't let these kids. They're not going to school for grades. What are we talking about? They're from Little Havana. They're playing to go to the NFL.
I want to play football.
They just can't start because they're riding the bench behind Buchanan, who's a first rounder. You know, I could name off. I mean, Devin Hester played both ways there. You know, shout out Travis Hunter. But the first guy, not even a debate who was the best college football player. But they didn't give Heisman Trophy winners to 2A players back then. Just didn't.
Kind of messed up.
Do it for Devin Hester.
They got to do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Charles Woodson was but he didn't really do much on offense, but he was just a demon, like, in defense. It was, like, stupid. It was stupid. It wasn't even. That was when I was putting girls on my big wheel cape. That was when Charles Woodson was given the Heisman pose. Shout out Desmond Howard, who ripped it. You know, 2-way player in college also, but he didn't really do much on defense. He was more offense and special teams. But he won the Heisman. He did that for Charles Woodson. Super Bowl MVP for the Green Bay Packers, 1997. Shout out. There we go. All right, boys, we're going to take a
Jimmy?
break. Oh, what did I do? My
You
bad.
can't go just yet, buddy. There's one last thing we gotta do.
What?
After
What
we
is it?
recap Monday Night Football.
What
It's
is it?
time for a
Oh, yeah,
top
my
10
bad, my bad, my
news
bad.
of the week.
I forgot about that. My bad.
All right,
Let's
so anybody that missed it, there were no bye weeks this week, but you lose, you don't get in the top 10. You're out. You're booted out. If you're on bye, you're not in. But like I said, no
Dang
bye
it,
weeks.
Saints.
You got to win to get back in. I know. I'm
Next
sorry.
We'll try next
Saints,
week,
they were number one last week, unfortunately. But they dropped
guys. We'll try next week, guys. We got it.
We're going to get to our number one team, and I'll put them back up there. They were the real number one last week. Sorry, Caveman Saints. Philadelphia Eagles, man. I think they had the biggest win. I mean, on the road against a good Baltimore team.
Yeah.
Really kind of cemented themselves as one of, like a huge Super Bowl favorite. And right now, I think I like them more than the Lions even.
Yeah. Oh, by far.
Definitely.
I
I think
think so,
that
too.
By
they,
far.
that pass rush is really starting
The paper lines.
to come
are showing.
alive. You know, we've got one of my favorite nicknames for a corner, that rookie Quinyon Mitchell. He's starting to get the nickname Quintanamo Bay. So
I like it.
that's a good one.
I
Yeah,
like it.
awesome.
I like it.
he's been putting the clamps on. He's really starting to show out there.
Heck yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, just Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goddard, Jalen Hurts. It's a pretty unstoppable offense. Yeah, it's tough to slow these guys down. The way Saquon can just take over a game, and against a really good Ravens run defense, he still had
Yeah.
himself quite a day.
Yeah.
Our number two team, putting the Buffalo Bills here, man.
Got
Another
to.
team, just
That's a good one too.
the weather. Buffalo, if it runs through Buffalo and they're the one seed,
I do worry about their weapons at the end of the year.
I do a little bit, but I gotta say,
It's a
man,
question mark.
just going into
Just say that. It's a question.
East Orchard Park and northern New York, and just getting belted by snow in the playoffs. I mean, that's the Bills live for that. That's their hometown. I mean, they're used to this. This is that's just another day.
You
for
still
them.
got to go out there and play in it, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't care if you live there or
it's really
not.
hard.
It 3/4 of their team are from the lower 40. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like you get these kids from Alabama and Georgia and Florida and all the Texas and whatever. Little different. You know what I mean? And then you just battle and then you win the game pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you watch the team from California come in there, and they got just
Oh, yeah,
dog
they can-
walked for 4
they can
quarters.
handle it.
And I do think that injuries did play. Obviously it's
I mean,
it is.
Nick Bosa, Diamador Lenore was out.
Because
Nobody was throwing the
or
ball.
not just him, but like the Niners have played in snow games in Green Bay in the playoffs, and they played very well in the elements. Last year was a monsoon in that division game against Green Bay.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
this isn't a team where you can say, oh, they get the excuse that they don't know how to play, like Miami or whatever. Like, you don't get that because you've won snow games.
Yeah.
You've won sloppy weather football games and playoff games. So you don't, with Jimmy Garoppolo, blizzard in Green Bay,
Exactly.
7 degrees, and they beat Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Like
Yeah.
the Niners were a California team that I was like, oh, they're going to fold in the cold because I've seen them do it before. I've seen them win games on the road in cold places.
Yeah.
Or it's a monsoon in their home stadium, like
Yeah.
you were saying. And the Bills just came out there and handled them.
Yeah.
And I think you look at the Eagles, a pretty
That's a
convincing
good one,
win
too.
against the
That's
Ravens
my one,
on
too.
the road. The Bills dominating at home. I know they're 2 lost teams, but I think they had very convincing and more complete wins than their next 2 teams, which are just 1 loss teams. I put the Detroit Lions at number 3,
Over
Near-
the Pittsburgh Steelers, brother?
nearly choked away.
Interesting. I thought you were going to knock them down because of that.
I was considering
They didn't
it.
score a point in the second half.
I know.
You
But
know?
they still do only have 1 loss.
Yeah.
That does go factor into it.
Paper lines.
I mean, I put the Chiefs at 4 here.
Interesting.
Again, their Devil Magic won them that game against the Raiders. Like,
Yeah.
should have been a false start.
Because real power rankings, I don't even have it in my top 10. I know the record says
you got
I'm not afraid.
I do factor the record into it a little bit. I really did
That's-
consider
yeah.
not putting them in the top 5, but I think
They're one of the worst teams in football. They really are.
Yeah. Well, I think the Chiefs could get exposed in the playoffs. I mean,
Definitely.
I thought that last year, and then they won the Super Bowl, so I'm not really trying not to get my hopes up.
Keep my
Actually, Jimmy, number 5 though, I got your Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll
that
take
was-
it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
That
I
was
got us
good.
like 6 right. I got Pittsburgh over us personally. I also have Baltimore over us. I think Lamar Jackson's one of those guys. But I like it. I'll take top 5 any day of the week, man. I think Baltimore lost though, so they can't be.
Yeah, no, they lost, so they're
They're
out,
yeah,
outside
that's
the-
right.
the top
They're
10.
out.
They can try to get back in next week, but
This
they're going to
week,
have
not
to be
gonna
on the
happen.
outside looking in this week.
Yeah, Packers did play a pretty good Thanksgiving
They did.
game. You know, we controlled it, 6 sacks, controlled the time possession, controlled the line of scrimmage. A-Chain 42 yards rushing between, on like 17 carries. He did.
He
nothing.
didn't even have that much. The Dolphins
Yeah.
had 39 yards rushing as a team.
I gave him something. Yeah, I thought it was like whatever, but Green Bay, yeah,
That
dominated
front,
that game. It
front
was
seven's
nuts.
looking real good. I like the way that Packers front 7 plays.
Just,
Set-
I don't like to get over my skis and start thinking. I really do keep it one because I've seen us start resting on our laurels. Oh, look how great! And then it's like we go on a 3-game losing streak and we just look completely oblivious to football. I know my team. It's like, dude, I can't. That's why I want to have this over Pittsburgh. I'm like Pittsburgh right now against Green Bay. Who's the favorite? Probably Pittsburgh.
I think it depends where they play.
That would
Depends
factor
who's
into it. I'll
both,
say
both 9-3.
I will. The reason I got
Okay.
Pittsburgh's here at 6. The reason I got
Okay.
Pittsburgh at 6. Yeah, it was a real convincing win against the Bengals, who I think we all do feel like are still a good team. But that defense has just been giving up tons of points when they score.
Yeah,
The O line's still been a little shaky. And yeah, Russ had a great game, but I'm still just in the back of my mind that Browns game is still just affecting me. Where I saw a lot of those issues in Denver, where there's no escapability in
That's
the
fair.
pocket,
that's fair.
and like I was thinking about that. I'm like, I don't think like I have that much doubt with Jordan Love when there's pressure on him. I think he's got more ability to make a play happen.
Yeah,
Like that. That's
he's
why,
really good against the blitz.
Yeah, that's why I put Green Bay ahead of them, because in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking like these vulnerabilities that Russ had that really affected him here in Denver. I've seen some flashes of that, and I worry against real complete team like the Packers that might get exposed.
Yeah,
Although the Packers, their secondary's got to get healthy. That definitely does
Oh, yeah.
hurt them.
we're out there with a one-man show right now. I mean, with Xavier McKinney playing safety,
Yeah,
and we're just kind of keeping the game in front of us. That's why we're kind of giving up a lot of the yards in the middle of the field. But then we rally to the football. It always seems like we have 6 guys around the football when we do. It's not like one-on-one tackles in open space.
exactly.
There is 4 or 5 guys there to sort of bring the guy down. No penalties that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you love to see the rally tackling.
I like it, dude. It's like way better than trying to do this one-on-one thing. It's like, oh, this guy's really good. Bring him down. That's hard over 4 quarters, man. You're not going to win big games like that. But we do gotta get healthy, man. Dude, our highest draft pick playing, outside of McKinney, but playing defensive back is a 7th rounder. The rest are undrafted that we brought in from 2 years ago because Eric Stokes isn't on the field either.
Yeah.
And he's a 2nd round pick. So like we're running Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon, who's our all-pro kick returner, playing slot DB. I don't know how long we're gonna live and die off of that, but
that could get squirrely in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
that's why I'm pumping the brakes on my boys this year. That's my only concern, dude. It really is. Like playoffs are a whole different animal, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And we're still not getting as much pressure as I would like. We're just sort of like really playing like a skittish type of. We're not just like damn the torpedoes, like tee off and go get them. It's like try to contain the quarterback in the pocket, force turnovers, blitz on 3rd down, very conservative defense.
All right, well, we're gonna move on to number 17 on
Here we
the
go.
list. It's the Denver Broncos.
There you go.
Putting them up there.
Yeah.
Hey, like
They
we were
deserve to be
pointing
higher than
out during the
17.
Monday Night Recap, they gave up a ton of yards on the first
That's okay.
60% of snaps, but then the last 40% they really tightened up when it mattered the most.
Stats
when the
lie.
game, yeah, when the game was
Numbers
getting
lie.
close.
Yards lie, man.
Exactly.
We said it in our group chat.
Stats don't matter.
They literally they
Enough
have never mattered in the history of football. There is one stat that matters, boys.
points on the scoreboard.
Wins and losses. That's how you don't get fired based on yards. You get fired based on losses. Which is what it
That's
is.
true. So we're going to move on to number 18. We're going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. They're 10-2. They did pick up another win. Wasn't a very convincing one. They didn't have the lead until there was like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And they needed the other team to really just
Yeah,
not do
they were
it.
like trailing the whole time. I mean, they're finding a way to win these close games. That's why they're 10-2. We'll see how sustainable that's going to be though down the stretch here, which gives me some reservations.
That
about
second matchup between the Lions and the Vikings at the end of the year is going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
in Detroit
Because
too.
if Green Bay runs the table, and Minnesota somehow, so Lions would have another, say they drop another game. Minnesota with 2 losses, if they lose to Green Bay, that you're going to have the entire top of that division with 3 losses going into the last week of the season. And the Green Bay Packers play the Chicago Bears. Minnesota Vikings and Detroit Lions play each other.
Oh,
That's going to be
it's
interesting.
going to be very interesting.
And the Lions still have to play Buffalo in Buffalo.
The Lions have some difficult games coming up here because they got Buffalo and Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So those are going to be some real tests.
We're playing the Packers tomorrow.
Dude, I'm wired, brother. I'm wired, bro. I can't wait to get after the show. I got a couple projects, dude. Tomorrow I'm gonna be buzzing at school, dude. Buzzing, like get this day over with. I'm gonna start drinking early and often. I might be drunk texting the group chat, boys.
Jimmy's hyped up. All right, for the first time on this list, I got 2 teams. At number 9, I'm putting the Texans and the Chargers here. Both
That's
teams
good. I like
won.
that. That's cool.
I didn't want to leave either of them off the list. Neither win was all too impressive, but still 8 wins. Texans are leading their division. The Chargers, via the Baltimore loss, were able to jump up ahead of them and move back up into the 5 seed so they can still control that. Massive game against the Chiefs here on Sunday Night Football coming up this week for the Chargers and Arrowhead. And then also the other reason I had to put these 2 teams split, I wanted them to be on the list, but we got to get the Washington Commanders back out here. Way to get off the
That was
schneid,
a
Jake
good one.
Daniels.
Yeah,
You got a bad team coming into your house. Yeah, blow them out. Beat the
And they
brakes
did.
off of them. Do it. That's
And they did.
exactly what you got to do. Get some confidence back in there. That team's really good when Brian Robinson can run the football really well. So
I agree.
That guy, great story. Got shot in the leg, and now he's out here.
Yeah.
RB1 for Washington. Yeah, when he's running the ball well, that offense is hard to stop.
Oh yeah.
And so
They're
the
humming,
Commanders
dude.
got to get back in there.
They're humming.
All right, that is HG's top 10 teams.
I like it.
After week 13.
Green Bay's number
Another
5.
list
Let's
now.
go. Mercury was kind of a Packers hater to start the year, though, Caveman, right? He was kind of a Packers
I
hater.
think that's his.
He found out that, he calls me the hate. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'll take top 5.
I think both of us at the beginning of the season were like, our team's gonna be awful, and the Packers are gonna be good.
I knew I was a playoff team to start the year. Just because, the numbers in the NFC. What we did last year. I just knew I'm like, my season doesn't start until the postseason. That's most Packer fans most of the time. Because, our division's just, it's been a shoo-in for 20 freaking years. You know what I mean?
It has, yeah.
It really has, dude. We've won the division at 9-6-1, and we started the season 0-5-1.
Wow, really? What year was that?
RELA.
That was the RELAX year.
We literally tied with a division opponent, ran the table, and won the division, and went to the NFC Championship game only to lose to Julio Jones and the Atlanta Falcons because we're running Ladarius Gunter as our number 1 DB because we decided not to ever draft
Against prime
defensive
Julio
players
Jones.
with Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers always wanted the fancy new offensive lineman or wide receivers or whatever it was. or the players that we were drafting just turned into busts.
That's all right though. Falcons pull the Falcons.
Fellas,
that
we've
year.
been going for a while. We ought to hit a break. Give everyone a chance to use the bathroom, whatever they need to go do. We'll be back very shortly. We got an interesting team builder this week and some
Oh, yeah.
updates on things going around in the NBA and college basketball. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Pick'em still to come, and Kyle, you are banned from
Banned.
entering the group chat.
Yeah,
Man.
don't comment, Kyle. We
All
don't
that,
wanna
much
hear it.
more. We'll be right back, folks. That was a good hour, dude. That was fun. That was good shit.
It's a 5 a.m. hike up the mountain. Watch the sunrise.
I was thinking of a way we could get people calling in. There's like always a Facebook group for different teams. Just like join it, mass post in there.
Oh, yeah.
We get a show at this time. Come and talk trash about your team.
Yeah.
Talk trash
Oh,
about the
that'd be
player.
fun, dude.
Just call in
Yeah.
while we're live. I think
Yeah.
we get a lot of people calling
I
in.
think we could.
That would get the views up too.
It would.
If we just repost our stream in the
Yeah,
page.
that's smart. We could do that.
I like that. Yeah.
I do like that idea a lot. We should probably jump on that on our Monday show. Over the weekend, I'll just start entering.
spamming.
Keep an eye on like let's do like teams that lose and they like bad teams that got like a guy that's just terrible.
Giants, Jets.
Yeah. Oh, I could go
Saints
off
fans
on
in
Aaron
there.
Rodgers whenever.
Yeah. Anybody want to get live on you and just trash your team?
Yeah,
or
just call in, dude.
call,
You know, you hate Aaron Rodgers. Let me hear what. And it's like you get guys that like in New York who are like at that golf tournament in Tahoe with Aaron Rodgers crying, "I just won a Super Bowl, Aaron. Please, I just won a Super Bowl." You're not only not gonna have a Super Bowl, you're gonna be one of the worst teams in the fucking NFL. Like I was saying, but people call me an idiot. You know,
Oh, that dude's probably.
he was fried. He
He's on
was
suicide
fucking
watch.
fried. And I'm like, I tried calling because like McAfee takes a lot of people calling in. Dude, I literally tried. Dude, I called in out of work. I had like 5 sick days that I saved, like throughout the entire. And I was like, fuck this job, dude. The whole day, I didn't get through once. The whole day, I spammed fucking. He blocked me.
Oh,
I have it on my Twitter, famous because Pat McAfee blocked me. And like literally, dude, bro, they literally retweeted my tweet from the McAfee show with me blasting Aaron Rodgers. Boston Common, Ty Schmidt, Tone Diggs, Gump, all were on my fucking comment. All of them. McAfee blocked me. 2021.
damn.
Literally, bro. Like, I fucking nailed that. Like, if there's ever been a fucking, like, Nostradamus Jimmy Covers, like, bullseye call of all time, it was that dude. I fucking literally nailed it. I said they're never going to finish above 500 with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback.
Boys,
And it's true.
qualify route.
I've seen that, yeah. But I listen to too much Nugs, so my Spotify's always trash.
Too much what?
Nugs.
It's not.
It's like a jam band like thing. You get like all the live shows, everything.
Oh,
The archive of everything that a band's ever played live. Like no studio shit. Like you can get studio albums on there, but like Nugs is more for like you want to listen to some shit from like a music festival. Like that's where it's at.
They have it like that. They have some Red Rocks live performances on TV. Sometimes.
Oh yeah.
They have like old 90s Incubus show on there.
Yes.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite bands. They're amazing.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Like Fish isn't really on Spotify like that. I listen to too much Fish. I love Fish. I want to take you to a Fish show. We'd have fun.
That would be
The
sick.
people are nuts. We are back. We are live somewhere. There's Mercury. There he is. He was just
I'll
taking
be
some
back on the
notes.
screen.
What's up, everybody? We are back. That was a great first hour, boys. You guys want to get into college basketball last night was kind of good. Not really much happening on the NBA side. NHL's has been kind of
Yeah.
mid so far. A lot of basketball games
Quick
left.
update on the Emirates Cup. That's kind of the only interesting thing we got going on.
Let's do that quick.
in the NBA right now. But they have finally. Oh, I got it here somewhere. Give me 1 second, fellas. But they do have the final, clinching and seeding for the knockout rounds. That's all done. So in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks, New York Knicks, and Atlanta Hawks are the winners of their groups. So they'll be the 3 group winners advancing to the knockout round, and the Orlando Magic have made it as the East wild card. In the West, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, and Golden State Warriors are their group winners, and then the Dallas Mavericks are the wild card team.
And they got that last night. They were 1-1 with the Suns. Suns needed to lose, Mavs needed to win, and they got it last night. It could have went either way.
So
Giannis is 8-1 to win MVP. He's playing pretty good ball.
yes,
They turned
Milwaukee
it around.
they won their 7th straight last night. I
They
believe.
turned it around.
7th
You can
or
get
8th straight.
8-1 on Giannis. I mean, and Giannis is like a premier player. I think
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's
Definitely.
playing like MVP.
he's playing like his best year.
Oh, yeah.
He's shooting way better. Like I don't know, it took him 14 years in the NBA to finally learn how to shoot a free throw, but
Props to him for doing
hey,
it.
good job.
He
Yeah,
got it done.
And,
he
while we're-
brought it up above 70. But he was shooting like his MVP year was like the lowest free throw percentage in the history of the NBA, like Shaq level bad.
That was when he was taking like 20 seconds.
They were
to shoot
count-
a free
yeah.
throw.
counting down his free throws.
Dude, they were like, if he
Counting
takes more than 20, I remember he played a game in Chicago and we put it because the Bulls were so bad to make it interesting. They put it on this Jumbotron. They were like, if he takes more than 25 seconds for free throws, the whole crowd's going to get free Taco Bell. So they had a countdown meter and like freaking Giannis, obviously, screwed us out of free Taco Bell and screwed us out of a win because he dropped 57 points and won by 30.
Boban's better. Boban would have gotten it.
Oh, yeah. He's like, free. Yeah. Boban.
I got the,
Boban's for the
I
boys,
got the
dude.
people.
He knew. He put his fingers like, I got you. I got
Hook
you.
it up with some free
Hook
chicken.
it up with some free chicken.
He was there. He would have gotten everyone some free Taco Bell. Come on, Giannis. Why you got to do that to the people of Chicago, man?
We have nothing to live for.
Yeah, give him that free Taco
Chicago sports are a joke, dude.
Bell. The
I
Bears
don't
are
wanna
terrible. The Blackhawks suck.
Hey, you watch your mouth. You watch. We're a young scrap. We're the youngest team in hockey. You're
they
not
are,
going to be
yeah.
good.
Sucks is kind of harsh. They're mid right now.
They're
they
mid.
got some potential.
We have
There's a
5
weakness.
20-year-olds on the team.
The
Like,
White Sox suck. The Cubs
Awful.
are trash.
oh.
The Bulls are pretty terrible.
We
Bears
have
suck.
nothing to
yeah,
live for.
Yeah, there's
If it was not for the food in Chicago, you'd live for nothing there. It is an Armageddon of like a hellscape of cold for 9 months out of the year.
It's better to live in Chicago and just not be a sports fan.
Kind of, yeah.
Just be
Like an arty nerd,
just
science
artsy.
person.
Yeah, because you got the Museum of Art.
The art tech industry in downtown is pretty big too.
I've been to that. I visited Chicago, went to that museum.
It's pretty lit.
It's nice.
You could go there for 2 days and not see everything.
Oh yeah, you get it's. I think we were there for like 2 hours, maybe saw like 55% of it, something like that.
hey, that's awesome though.
Great food court in the dungeon of that place too. Did you go to the food court in there? The bottom of it? You got to like literally
I don't
go in
think
the
we
basement
did.
and go down that
No.
weird curly Q hallway.
Okay, now we definitely
Brother,
did it.
you go into what looks like a saw room to like walk down like a thin narrow hallway, Alice in Wonderland level, and then it just opens up and it's a beautiful food court with
That's
the
great.
best food.
When we went there, that was COVID was still going on. So
Oh
there
yeah,
was a lot of
it's probably
hospitals.
closed.
And they were also like, we kind of left earlier than I think we would have, because they're like,
Some things were closed.
you
down.
just want to like, you're trying to like just stand next to your friend and talk, and like we're
yeah,
like 3 buddies, so we're talking a lot. We have these like crappy masks, and they keep like
yeah,
my
fall-
chin just keeps pulling it down,
yeah.
And they're like, mask up. I'm like, oh my gosh, all right.
Yeah.
Or
Close the freaking museum down.
I know.
That's
Or
But Chicago's poor and they needed the money.
yeah, or you lean a little too close to the picture, and they're like, oh, they're going crazy. So I like looking at the art, but yeah, they're crazy about protecting them, which I guess makes sense. All right, well, nice little tangent we got off on there. Back to the NBA. I hate to admit this, but I think Jimmy's kind of right. I saw kind of a depressing stat about the league. So you know the 73-9 Warriors,
Yeah.
and their percentage, their 3-point attempt percentage, or just the amount of 3-pointers they attempted per game. I believe it was somewhere around 32, 33, 0.8 per game.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
If you shot 5 3-pointers in 1999, you probably got benched, or you're losing by 25.
that team was attempting around 30, 34 3-pointers a game, that would be worse than the NBA today.
Really?
They're shooting
It would.
more.
Every team is shooting more. Every
That's
team,
kind of crazy.
every team's taking 40,
That's
50
horrible.
3-pointers a game. And a lot of the offense, it's a ton of.
There is no
It's just
there's
drive.
no
It's a
offense.
lot of drive and kick.
That's all it is, and it's all the same pick action that I see from 8-year-olds playing AAU basketball. Okay, it's your turn. Okay, it's your turn. Who am I setting the screen for this time? Like, bro, how about we run a triangle and get some flow action one way, and I don't know, maybe have a back cut for an easy layup instead of chucking a 50-footer that 3/4 of the NBA can't make.
Like an actual offense. Like that pick and roll stuff, dude. Me and my buddy run that on 2K. I'm
Right.
the center. I just set all the screens. He
That's it.
throws me a lob if I'm open.
We
on the roll.
and we did too, like that old. But it was very you're waiting for the fourth quarter, an individual matchup. Oh, this is a bench guy because this guy's in foul trouble. I'll put this guy Kenny guard.
Yeah.
Nobody, you have to be back when I first started playing basketball. You couldn't play basketball if you couldn't dribble with both hands. There's NBA players who literally look like 24-hour fitness players when they dribble the ball with their left hand. Yeah. I watched Larry Bird score 50 with his left hand because he was bored shooting right. And it's like,
Now everyone, I'm starting to agree with you though. That it's kind of
It's
making
getting
it
annoying.
boring where it's just you're just.
it'll
checking up
revert back.
threes.
We're just in a lull right now. It always happens.
Yeah.
Because then there's going to be kids that want to go against the grain that are going to be fundamentally sound. People are watching Joker. They're trying to train their kids. It always reverts back. We're just in a period.
I gotta say, it makes 3-pointers less exciting too because it's like, oh my goodness, you're seeing
Everybody
40
shoot
of
them.
these get made a game
Yeah.
between both teams.
That's why I like college, man. You still see these old school motion offenses, like Wisconsin still runs like a motion offense from like the 70s and 80s, and look at their scoring efficiency. They have like some of the least possessions in a game, but their offense is still like always up there because like they have a system in place. Like, this is what we're going to teach you. Insert coach here, doesn't matter. We're going to keep running. Princeton offense. Princeton's been running the same dang offense. They still make the tournaments. Like, yeah, they can't compete because of the athletes, but they're still doing it. It's like, why can't we just insert that into this area? But it's too much AAU and look at me, and
It's
that's
like-
not flashy. That's
Well,
not going to
we're
get me
talking about-
drafted.
with the programs in the NFL, it's starting to be less like that in college because when you get to the NBA, just throw the program out the window.
It's true.
You're just going to be sitting in the corner.
A lot of
I'm not a 3-and-D wing, and I'm actually a 3 or 4 guard who can actually defend my position. You know what I mean? Laurie Markkanen is 7 foot. He's guarding us, the shooting guard for another team because he can't guard his own position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's all you
That's why they
need.
have so many big men on the Jazz because Markkanen's not really like 4 or 5. He's kind of just like a big 3.
Right.
He's
Yeah,
a
that's
7
true.
foot small forward. That's what Lowry. That's what
He's a
Markkanen
7.
is.
We called him in Chicago a 7 foot shooting guard because that's all he could do.
Yeah.
We subbed him out for defensive possessions and then subbed him back in for offensive possessions.
He was like that at Arizona too.
He really was.
Where he was just
Shout out Arizona.
great
Oh,
basketball
yeah.
program there.
I think I'm starting now that you've pointed it out to me. I'm seeing it more.
It's too
and more.
much. It's ball
Yeah.
volume. It's chuck and duck threes. And I don't even really care about being right in this or anything because it's the freaking NBA, man, and it's so awesome because these dudes are unicorns athletically. They can do anything, and it's like, bro, you can freaking do anything, but like, if I stand next to you, you need a foul because you're in my landing path, bro. Like, there's just things that the NBA could do to force these guys to adapt and play real offense.
It really could.
Yeah.
It really could.
You know what I mean?
I don't think right now. I don't think Adam Silver wants to admit that. I think he thinks
The commissioners never will.
I
They
think
never will.
his problem is he doesn't think like the way the game's being played is the problem. He thinks that there aren't enough like gimmicks and that type.
I know when it all changed. You know when it's all going to change, right?
What's
When
that?
LeBron James retires.
Yeah, probably.
That's when it's all going to change.
New
You
face
know.
of the league. Who's that gonna be?
It always adapts to the guy to make it easier for them. I mean, Giannis wasn't even. Giannis is still in Greece in my era in basketball. You know what I mean? Because he gets to the paint and he scores in the paint at a very high level. That didn't exist when I started. You needed a guy who was like specialty. That's what he did. You know what I mean? And that was as a smaller type of point guard player, and he would get those guys, Stephon Marbury, Steve Francis. They're going to get to the paint, they're going to draw fouls, and they're going to get you into foul trouble. Giannis is just going to get bullied, and they don't call those fouls when I grew up. You're a big man, you're going to the paint, you're going to get knocked
Right.
down.
Big on big.
Buddy, I don't know what to tell you.
Happen.
I just really don't. Like, I laugh, I'm like, bro, we can pull up a YouTube tutorial of 5.5 hours of highlights of players getting body checked like in hockey. No foul. Balls live. Keep it moving. We got somewhere to be. I got a date in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, the rest
You know what I
of them
mean?
get on.
Michael Jordan has a tea time. We're not calling fouls.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And they're like, oh, the Jordan rules. Nobody got less fouls called on them in the NBA playoffs than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Nobody. Not even close.
That's why the only player like Jokic would do.
And he
great.
played an era where you could hand check.
Yeah. Jokic would.
You
do
can't even
great.
hand check now.
Jokic would do great in the 90s because because they
Jokic
officiate-
would dominate.
They officiate games for Jokic like he's playing in the 90s.
Bro,
Dude
he's
gets scratched up.
there's a few that would translate. Jokic for sure translates.
Oh.
Fundamentally sound, can play an offense, can step out and play defense on it. I don't know. Here's a random thought. He can guard his own position. So you don't have to, he's not a liability anywhere on the floor. He can play, this era of because it's kind of like positionless basketball, right? And there's some sort of that back when I first started watching basketball too. I watched Michael Jordan guard Karl Malone one-on-one in the paint. You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
good on good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, this is our guy, gets a steal, goes up, hits a game-winning shot, but gets the steal first. Has to play defense to create offense. There's none of that now. I'm just gonna wait for you to shoot a three, get a rebound. Now we're on offense.
And speaking
You
of
know.
Jokic, man, being able to play in any era, here's a clip. Classic
Jamal Murray
Jokic
would be a dog when I
from
first started
last
watching basketball.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But here's the clip. Let's check it out, boys.
I'm not doing it. You gotta do it.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, there we go.
We gotta dodge it.
Oh yeah.
Classic Jokic. Looks like he's falling asleep making the play there. And dude, that court, dude.
I gotta put my
That's-
sunglasses
That's
on,
the
buddy.
Nuggets NBA Cup court.
Right.
It was literally they
Heinz
look
ketchup
yellow.
mustard.
They look yellow.
Looked like they just put
Dude,
Heinz mustard on
I
the
don't know
freaking
what
board
the-
and just mopped it.
What the NBA has been doing, like what these courts and like the city edition unis, like it looks like you have like a 10-year-old design something in MS Paint. There are some bad ones. I'm like, this is Nike making these. Like, I'm like, they're just getting lazy. Like, they're not even trying.
No.
On the uniforms. I don't know what to do.
I don't think anybody in the NBA has been trying for a long time.
That's I think the NBA's biggest
You
problem.
know who's a dog when I first saw it? Chauncey Billups. If put prime Chauncey in this era with some actual defense, buddy.
Now he's-
Fire.
He's stuck freaking coaching the
Fire.
Trailblazers.
Yeah.
He's
Is he still coaching there?
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, man.
I don't know. I
That's
think
a dude.
I think the NBA's biggest problem.
Shout out
it's got an
C-Bucks.
attitude
Oh, yeah.
issue. It's just
Yes.
the energy
Freaking
is
Too
many
just
friends, bro.
not there.
Too many friends.
It's the freaking podcasting. Just like with
Yeah.
CJ GJ was on what's Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
podcast.
Yeah.
You're on different teams.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Like before the game, you gotta hate each other. It's like Sean Payton came back to Denver. Cameron Jordan was like, Sean Payton's gone. We're not talking about him. After the
Yeah,
game,
I
first
like
guy
it.
to hug him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be buddies after the game.
Right.
Hey,
Dude, Larry Bird, big guy. Like, once we stepped across that, he didn't shake hands with guys. Like, he did a commercial with Magic Johnson, and then in a playoff, like, did the Converse commercial, because that was the only shoes back then. Did a Converse commercial, and then took his legs out in a playoff game because he said, I want to win. And if Magic Johnson isn't on the floor, we win.
Yeah.
Like, best
Real.
friend, played in college, played in an all-star game, best friends off the court. Did business together off the court, made millions together. Really helped save the NBA together.
it was
Larry and Bird.
like
Its games were on tape delay before those guys got drafted.
you remember the 2008 Olympics, the gold medal match, Spain versus USA. Pau Gasol
Yeah, Pau Gasol.
is on the center for Spain. He goes to set the screen. Like Kobe knew what play was coming, watching film. These guys are teammates. They're playing together.
Win championships together.
Kobe was, I think, Pau's god. Like his daughter's like godfather.
Godfather.
And he just
Ran
ran through
through
that
him.
man's chest on the first play of the game.
Yep. Different.
Yeah.
You know, all these guys played AAU together because high school basketball doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean?
I really don't. feel
It
like
means
that.
nothing.
You gotta get.
You got to go to AAU. You got to do these circuits. You got to be popular.
You gotta have.
You gotta
a
have
good
YouTube.
mixtape, really.
Zion Williamson is not an NBA player when I grew up playing basketball, but because he's popular on YouTube, he's a number 1 overall draft pick. He has no skill basketball wise. He can dunk. Cool.
I feel like you think
Not
that
sorry.
NFL prospects. We're not talking about this guy like in these high school clips. It's like you gotta go. You gotta
It's not
show
the
out
same.
in high school.
And then you got to go to college and play 3 freaking years and not get injured.
Exactly. Like when you play in college, you gotta look great. It's like you just
It
You
matters.
have some injuries in college.
you don't
too.
get to put together a highlight tape and
Yeah.
try to make it. It's something different.
Dude, I watched Lonzo Ball get drafted top 5 in the NBA, and he never scored more than 17 points in college.
The hoop mixtape stuff needs to be what helps you.
Yeah.
Not that should
Not
be
what
like a
gets you
side
drafted.
thing. That should be
Right.
get some eyes on you, kind of get some little media fan base. Not your entire resume. Your entire resume shouldn't be one ball is life video.
Bro,
Come on,
facts. Facts, dude.
One ball is life video from when you're in high
Facts.
school, and now you're top 10
Dude.
pick.
Nailed it.
And you got Dalton Connect playing better than you.
I'll also say this, man. You got Kobe Bryant, prime of his career, number 1 overall pick, winning first-round draft pick, super hype, all this. Not only to spell off the haters, okay, who weren't even online. We're not online. It's all just like through word of mouth. Shows up to Rucker Park in all-white Air Force Ones and gives people buckets. You don't see any of these kids going to Rucker because those kids. You go to a playground in Chicago, it doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. I'm going right after you.
Exactly.
Philadelphia playgrounds where professionals with we haven't seen. He'd go super viral if Joel Embiid shows up to freaking the Luann projects where iconic Dr. J played there in the offseason. Philly, attach yourself to the city where you're playing with iconic street ball. Not even like street ball, like because it's real basketball. It's just dog eat dog.
Yeah, that's just real basketball.
If you're not bleeding, it's not a foul.
Real tough.
You're not getting the landing pass call at Rucker Park.
Where's the ref?
You know what I mean? Yeah, the ref is like,
Where's the ref at?
the local, you know what I mean, street hustler who just does. And there's a protect, like they're not gonna, go crazy on you. They're gonna protect you, and make your bag. You know what I mean? Like you got a profession, but like, hey, we want to see what you can do. I give props because KD went to Long Beach and played against those guys out in California. Shout out KD.
Yeah.
He did that. I haven't seen LeBron do that his entire career.
I mean, I've seen LeBron playing on a rec center
Yeah, but that's what I mean, at a gym, like outside on the
on the court.
hard court.
Black top.
That's where it was called the hard court.
Black top where you can't even see the lines of where you're shooting the ball.
Right.
You're like, you have no key. It's just out of bounds lines and a faded 3-point line. A faded key,
Yeah,
faded free throw line.
Run it.
Just play some ball.
Run it.
do it.
I love that.
James Harden ain't doing that.
No, he's going to strip club. And
Bro, you try to do a
whatever
step back in
he's
some
doing,
street
man.
ball, somebody's elbowing you in the stomach.
Yeah, that's why he's out at the strip clubs and eating Twinkies or whatever he's getting.
I just hope it changes, man. I just want to, like, I want to be a small silver line for, like, the past era when it was, dude, you had fans. It was a freaking vibe up in there, dude.
Yeah.
Watching those old games.
I will say at least
All the fans travel.
the
You
NBA,
have a natural
the
rivalry.
playoff atmosphere is still pretty good.
It is.
The playoff
No doubt.
basketball
No
is still
doubt.
a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot more intensity, but
Yeah.
like it's just during the regular season, it just doesn't feel the
Bullcrap.
same, you know.
You gotta want to win every single game.
NBA messed up by all the expansion that they had. They really had a good thing going when they only had 17 teams in the league. Because now you have more talent on those teams that have been playing longer together. Three-quarters of the NBA is trash. Half the players on the bench don't even play on an every given night. When I first came, bro, Steve Kerr would get 11, 12, 13, and he's coming in for 5, 6 shots. You know what I mean? He wouldn't even be coming out on the floor in today's game because he's the 5th or 6th guy on the bench. You get those guys, you see them every now and then, injuries, whatever. You're in a back-to-back, you're going to say. But for the most, 17 teams, 31 games. You make the games matter and have more. Put LaMelo Ball on, say, I don't know, maybe Orlando right now. Orlando's not a contending team. Put LaMelo Ball with Paolo Banchero. Maybe consolidate some of this talent that you do have
Right. Because it's like,
and
I
make
don't
the
like
games more interesting.
what's
And they end
LaMelo
up
doing
moving around a
on
lot.
Charlotte? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. He's good. He's flashy from time to time, but like,
Like
I don't think LaMelo's the guy that's going to elevate a franchise, make him good. You know.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
they build around LaMelo Ball?
No.
Like they got Brandon Miller's solid, but
Yeah.
again, it's like those two guys are not gonna make
Consolidate
that
some
team.
talent, man. You got to. Pick which 17, get rid of it. I love Toronto. Hey, won a championship. Cool. Awesome. Get rid of them. What are we doing? Don't care. I don't care. Oh, we're Drake and all these people. Don't care. Take that talent, get rid of your team. You mean nothing to absolutely nobody in the States.
Comment.
And put them in there.
What's up, Matthew?
How
you doing this
Kyle
morning?
is back as well.
Yeah, he's back. I
No,
saw
we
that.
we only got 5 minutes, boys, before we got to start some pick 'em.
I
Oh,
do
sure.
quickly
We'll
want to
cover,
cover this game real quick, though, boys. Clemson, unranked, at home versus number 4 Kentucky, and they knocked them off.
Shout out.
That was an insane game. It was last night. I just wasn't feeling the NBA. The first games that started last night were just blowouts. Pacers were getting smacked. It was like a 30-point game on Magic and Timberwolves. So I just started watching some college basketball.
I like it, man.
Just
I like
so
college,
happened-
dude. I mess with it.
SEC matchups versus the ACC.
Yes.
So,
I've seen that.
Syracuse played Syracuse
Clemson-
played Tennessee
Clemson-
and got destroyed
Clemson is the
Country.
only winner in the SEC ACC challenge.
in a huge upset.
Huge upset.
That game was back and forth. So
No
many
Calipari.
lead changes. Honestly, Kentucky without Calipari is better.
Way better. They're actually coached.
Clemson on the come up, I think. They're 8-1 now. Could be potentially a dark horse to make some things happen here in the ACC. Maybe later on, once we get to springtime. But
Yeah,
man,
'cause
let's
Miami-
check the clip.
Miami's down. I got you, bro.
They stormed the court. I was so hyped to watch this, man. Let's check it out.
Ooh, that almost went in. Buddy, they were on the court. That ball almost went in.
They were down 4, though, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, yeah, they were. Pageantry,
Yeah,
loyalty.
it helps. It really does.
Like, how come we can't get a court storming in the NBA? How about we get a rivalry?
Like something I did like that the Clippers did, like a new stadium design, is that they built a wall, basically
Yeah,
behind
the people.
like one basket. Yeah,
It's kind of a weird. Have you guys seen a game there yet? Like on TV? I watched. They had one at the beginning of the year. It was kind of weird, bro. I don't know. Like
I like
it
the,
didn't have a college vibe to it,
Yeah,
But it was like a 30-point blowout, and everybody. It was just a normal NBA game with just a
Yeah.
wall of people.
You look at like the
That's
vibe of a college
De'Aaron
game
Fox gave
or
him 40.
a
He just
Euro.
walked off. Like, does it even matter?
You look at the vibe of like pregame of a college game or even like a Euro League
Yeah.
game, and like seats are packed, people are jumping up and down. They've got fight songs. Just,
Dude,
flags are
European.
getting
Buddy, they
waved.
light off road flares in the game.
Right. Like they're like that's an environment that the players feed off of that and everything, and it's just it makes the game feel that much more,
Important.
meaningful and important. And
Yeah. We've all seen the Joker clip when the reporter asked him during the, he's like, "Oh, you worried about going and playing in that environment in Miami during the final, all that?" And he's like, "Brother, I played in Serbia."
right,
And he just
it's not.
he just totally devalued that human altogether. Like, brother,
nothing to them.
I played in Serbia, brother. Like, I was watching my horses run.
Yeah,
That's why these teams
Like,
get so hyped when they lose.
Get rid of the
Like
heat.
a
I
high
don't
seed
care.
gets
Get rid of the heat.
High seed
rid of
gets upset, and
Fold the
everyone's
franchise.
like, "Oh, the lights were too bright," or like the up and coming 8 seed gets swept.
Yeah.
The lights are too bright. No, they aren't.
No, you just stink.
Not as much anymore.
You're just
Right.
bad. You're
Yeah,
just
it's
not a
bad.
good team. Yeah, I mean, like
Houston Rockets, you choke a 3-1 series lead to the Golden State Warriors. Your friend, fold the franchise. If you're not gonna win, that's your time. If not now, when? Get rid of the team. Consolidate the talent. Doesn't matter.
you look
You
at
know.
butts are in seats at the start of these these
Sacramento.
college Euro League games. Like the stands aren't even filled in.
No.
When an NBA game tips
Yeah.
off. Like
I think that's sold out Little John Stadium or Little John Coliseum, whatever they call that.
In Clemson, oh yeah,
Yeah.
those games, yeah. All those college games, dude, are always Indiana was awful, and they're still selling out Assembly Hall. I'm a Hoosier fan.
Yeah.
For college, and they sell out every home game, waiting list for tickets. That's a wild place to see a basketball game too. Oh, dude, I've seen a couple there in Bloomington, rocking.
all right, yeah.
I seen a Vanderbilt
I'm excited.
IU game at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and Indiana is 3 wins, and it was $5 tickets, dude. Me and my dad made the drive. We were sitting in literally the second to last row. Dude, you're on top of the court. All those college basketball, Cameron Indoor, a Duke. You get the fans, you're right, bro. You see, it's that much space from line to win the seat. You get those students right there, dude. I love it, man. I love it.
We got. I'm looking at the slate of games tonight. We actually have
Some good ones?
Fantastic games. A lot of top 25 matchups. So, UConn and Baylor. UConn kind of having an interesting season. They finished last place in the Maui Invitational, which was kind of shocking to me. They got upset a lot, so they've dropped all the way down to 25th. But going up against the 5-2 Baylor Bears, we've got Alabama and UNC.
Ooh, that's gonna be
rematch
a great
from
game.
the that Sweet
Oh,
16?
Sweet 16, Elite
Okay.
8, Sweet
Yeah.
16 game.
Yeah, Sweet 16. Last tournament last year, Alabama knocked out UNC.
Do you know what a point spread is for that, brother?
2.5. UNC.
Alabama is a 2-point under. Alabama's gonna win by 30.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy Cover's best bet right there. Alabama
And-
+2 by.
Yeah, these matchups tonight are crazy.
Yeah, we got
I'm glad you pointed that
we
out.
got Kansas
Oh,
and
shout out.
Creighton on FS1. That's going to be
Oh
Great
man.
Auburn Duke.
Oh,
Duke.
buddy.
2 versus 9.
KU Creighton.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting. That's gonna be a
Marquette
shooting battle.
versus Iowa State.
The 5 versus
5
the
and
6.
6. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
There's some matchups tonight.
College
some-
basketball is always better than NBA.
just-
Regular season.
Yeah, just vibes wise, you're the students don't care, but this is one of 34 games.
Carnage and chaos.
Yeah,
happens in
well, and
college basketball.
these games can
Teams
still
show
help
17-point leads regular.
especially if you're a bubble team too. If you can go in and
Right.
upset a top
Add to your resume for March Madness.
There's gives you a shot to make it to the big dance.
College basketball has a
there it
ring
is. Yeah.
with the turn.
The tournament's awesome.
NBA needs to do something similar.
they're trying with this cup thing, but I mean, we've only seen the Bucks turn around because of this.
Yeah.
And I mean, probably after the cup, Bucks probably.
I know, I was watching this game they
might win it and then just be crappy and then do nothing in the playoffs.
the Spurs rested Wemby for like one of these Emirates Cups games just because they didn't want to risk him coming back early from injury. It's like they don't
Yeah.
really care that much about it's like
It's $500,000.
Yeah.
What incentive? You know what I mean? Like
Well, it's half a year. And
when the seventh bench guy is making $40 million a year, what are
Yeah.
you talking about?
freaking,
Like, if
that's
it-
2 games.
if you
for
could
this
put
dude,
something
who cares?
into like
Yeah.
a clinching scenario for like the playoffs, like
Yeah,
hey,
you win this, you get an auto.
like
you know,
as
an
long as
auto
you can
playoff
finish,
bid.
as long as you
Oh,
can finish,
shit.
you know, within the play-in. Like obviously you can't
Yeah.
just we won, let's not play until April, you know. Like,
Yeah,
but hey, like all right, so you won the cup. If you finish within the play-in, so it doesn't matter if you finish 10th or finish first. You know, you're just automatically in the playoffs, and like that forces a higher ranked team to have to fill your spot instead, and like you're just automatically swapped with them. Like
that's
Say
where
you-
the
say
NBA
you-
loses me because teams that'll be under 500 will be in the play. If you're under 500, you're not a good team. You're out.
Yeah.
You're out.
again, it's like too many games where they can pick up some meaningless ones that still stay in playoff contention. You know,
Yeah.
where it's like, hey, I'm on it.
Fold Washington, fold Charlotte, fold half the
The
league,
Wizards, they're like 2
and just
17.
consolidate.
They've
Sorry,
they've
hey.
never been good.
Iconic team, won some championships a long time ago. They don't matter. Fold the Detroit Pistons. They mean absolutely nothing to the NBA. Are they ever going to win an NBA championship again? Probably not.
The last one was 20 years ago with Ben Wallace.
In 2007. Oh, 04.
20 freaking years ago.
Shout out Chauncey Billups. Tayshaun Price. Prince. Tayshaun Prince. But a big block against Reggie Miller in the East Finals. Dog series. Throwing haymakers at each other. You know, those days are gone, though. But it's okay. College basketball, here to live, boys.
It's exciting.
They got our back
Yeah,
for all the hoops.
dude,
action.
these are some huge
Alabama Duke game is
matchups,
going to
man.
Cooper Flag. Dude, and
You mean Auburn, Duke?
Auburn.
Auburn Duke,
Auburn
yeah.
is 2 right now.
I mean, like
Yeah, I think
even
that might
just like
change.
there are some like
They've
top
lost.
25 teams that are they're playing like teams that are unranked but still like really good. Like Pitt 7-1, they got Mississippi State who's 6-1.
Yeah.
Memphis is 6-1. They're playing Louisiana Tech that's 7-1.
Interesting. Okay.
San Diego State, they just got Fresno, but they upset Houston a couple days ago. Beat them in Houston as well.
Yeah.
Florida
a game
8-0.
nobody's playing.
Virginia's 4-2. Coming in there to
Interesting.
take them on.
Yeah. Clemson's 8-1. Wow.
Some intriguing matchups
Super
tonight.
intriguing. Dude, the SEC is going to be a wild conference to watch with Alabama and Auburn and
That's gonna
Kentucky.
be awesome.
You know, Arkansas isn't bad. You know, I mean, wow, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Big
completely
Ten
change
stinks.
the topic, but you guys see that 3-loss Alabama still in the playoff?
I saw
Yeah, they
that.
are.
I think they just did that for show because, like, I don't really think when the final 12 come out after conference championships, a team that loses a conference championship with 2 losses or 3 losses will get in over Alabama because they played in the conference championship. Because they're saying during these things that conference championships matter. You know what I mean? So, and right now it's like I saw one of the matchups and Notre Dame's home against Alabama, and then
Oh
would be-
yeah.
or it could shake out where Notre Dame is home against Miami in a Catholics versus convicts rematch. Boys, you guys weren't alive for it. I was just a kid. Again, putting hose on the big wheel, buddy. Miami, Notre Dame. There was no bigger game every year in college football. That was Alabama, Georgia. All the top prospects go to both those schools. Notre Dame back in the day, they had no scholarship limit because they were independent. So they used to just acquire talent because we were paying. You know what I mean? Nobody could tell. Don't ever. We have Catholic Church money. We're paying
Yeah.
players.
Oh yeah.
We're paying players. I don't care when we just pay the wrong ones. That's just our problem.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I mean, something I've always noticed with the NIL era is like, they're like, they should even up the playing field, and it's like the same schools that were always really good are still really
Gonna
good.
be
It's
really
They got
good.
better.
they was just paying players under the table. Now they can just do it out in the open. Like,
Now they
come
can
on.
say, hey, do what they please. Now.
Like Tom Izzo, the coach for Michigan State, he's like, we've been doing this for 15 years. What are we talking about? I love it.
We're gonna move
gotta
over to the pick 'em now. We
Yeah.
gotta have enough time to do that. I'm gonna give a quick update on the standings.
That's
We had a lot of people go 14-2 last week. Good week for a lot of people. I was one of them. A couple of 12-4s, a few 10-6s, and one 9-7. Me and Kyle, I was chasing them, but we unfortunately both went 14-2. So the standings on the year: Kyle's still in first place, 126-69. I'm behind him at 121-74. Rogers
Fine.
Revenge,
Let's go.
shout out
I
Delta,
fell off a
ball,
wagon, man.
118-61.
I fell off.
For the
I know
5 and
nothing.
6.
Yeah, these guys both jumped to 117-46. That's an insane win percentage.
Yeah,
Holy
K-Man,
crap.
it's actually
114
amazing.
and 81 at fifth place. Jimmy's in sixth,
Oh,
We're right
113 and 82.
We're right there.
I'm what?
113 and 82.
And I'm 114 and 81.
I'll
So we're
take over
right
500
there.
though, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
in
take
this
that.
in this year where it's a weird year,
There's been some crazy
there's
upsets.
been some
and
crazy upset.
shocking
I'll take
losses.
115 and 82.
Stars in seventh, 102 and 77. You got Carter, 91 and 43. These people down towards the bottom have missed a couple of weeks too, which is all right. We understand it. People get busy. Overlord Mavericks, 83 and 51.
Can't always get the picks in.
Cheese, 78, 38, and ODB, 71 and 61. So, been a pretty competitive season.
It's been fun, man. It's been
Everybody's pretty neck and neck. There's some real.
I think next year
races
we're gonna be able to
going on.
hype this up some more and be able to
Oh
get,
yeah.
we're gonna be on it, boys. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for our future.
There might be too many people for us to be able to update how everyone's doing.
Yeah, we might
That's
not be
the
able to
hope.
run through the whole
Yeah.
leaderboard.
Right?
Well, we're gonna get into it this week, starting on Thursday night. Lions and Packers. This game's in Detroit.
Let's go. You already know.
I think it's got to be the Pack, man.
Come on, Pack.
You already know.
Lions.
You guys need this one because
Yeah.
everyone else keeps winning.
Also, the Lions haven't looked great the past couple weeks. Like, I feel like they're due for a loss. Like,
Yeah.
they're kind of
Especially after that
slacking.
Bears game.
Like, I think
Due for a loss.
they're gonna get caught here at home against Green Bay,
There's an
which
angle.
might be good for them. It might wake them up for when they go play, Buffalo and Detroit. But yeah, Philadelphia around it.
There's an angle where division teams that lose both the division games and then face each other in the playoffs with a team that won both those matchups
Yeah.
are like, they haven't, like, you got to go back to like the 80s where you find a team that swept all 3 games, both in division and in the playoffs.
Go back to
Very-
the 80s. You can go back to
Very difficult.
mid 2000s. The Saints did that to the Panthers one year.
Oh, you guys did.
Beat 'em
They
3
swept
times
them, and
in a row.
then they had to come play them in the
Beat 'em in the wild
That's
card.
right.
wild card round.
That's still 20, it's difficult. There's an
I
angle
was
there.
Drew Brees. like,
There's an
Saints,
angle there. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, if we're, because we're going to be in the playoffs, just make the playoffs. I don't care where you get seeded, just make the playoffs. And there's going to eventually be a 7 seed that wins the playoffs, just like there's been plenty of 6 seeds that have won the playoffs, including 2010 Green Bay Packers. Barely snuck in. Won the Super Bowl.
Just got to get in there to have a chance.
That's it,
how
dude.
goes.
That's it. I got to go Packers. Packers are going to roll. We're going to kick the crap.
I'm looking at
We're going to
the
kick the crap out of
I
them.
am looking
We're
at
going
the
to we're going to win.
report.
We're going to win by
Let's go,
25.
Pack.
Taylor Decker might not play, which could hurt the Packers. I mean, the
The Lions for sure, especially on offensive line.
It says Josh Jacobs, Jair, and Romeo Dobbs are all questionable. Same with Edrin Cooper and Isaiah McDuffie.
Cooper, no.
I feel like this
Jair's
is-
probably not going to play. Romeo Dobbs, he cleared concussion protocol yesterday. Yesterday was our walkthrough, Thursday game to Thursday game. We're giving him up all till game time. I definitely assume that. Who was that other one that you said? Romeo Dobbs will probably play. McDuffie will probably play. And Josh Jacobs will definitely play.
I imagine most of
We
these guys
gave
are playing.
we gave him a G day. Jair Alexander definitely won't play. He has a PCL injury. Edrin Cooper tore his hamstring, so he's out. And then so they're those guys will probably be gone, but
Yeah.
everybody else should play on that list.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pack here too. Though I think the Lions are they're gonna have to get like a wake up call. It's looked shaky past couple of weeks.
It has.
I mean, besides like Jacksonville, but the Jags are just
That's
I mean,
Jackson.
Come on,
They were
Jackson.
playing against Mac Jones.
Falcons and Vikings. This keeps in Minnesota.
Falcons are horrible.
I gotta go. Yeah, Minnesota, man.
Kirk Cousins bowl, dude.
The revenge
horrible.
game.
He's gonna have a
I'm picking the
Cousins-
Falcons just because I'm clearly out of it and I need the upset for my
All
squad.
right, that's
He's
fair.
gonna go.
So I'm
full
going
Jake
Falcons.
Malone this time. He's gonna go 5 picks. in a
Dude,
pick
he
six.
just looks.
5 picks in a pick 6, not 4. He's gonna go the full Jake
Like,
Malone.
Don't tell me
Another-
that. Don't tell me that game. Man. Don't tell me.
Another,
Don't
old quarterback coming off an
I can't-
Achilles
I can't
that you
fathom.
gave a bag to, and it's like, ooh.
You
maybe
saw
that
last
wasn't
game.
good.
They're getting Pettis ready, but they had him on
Yeah, I
the
think he's come on now.
That,
Come on,
we,
Falcons. Let's go. I need one, baby. I just need one.
we might see.
I don't need them
sooner
all.
Than we thought.
I don't need them all.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get one. I'm going with the Vikings here too.
A man can drink.
This next matchup, you can pick an NFC South team
I
because
will-
the Saints are going to MetLife.
Let's
And we're
go.
gonna stop the Giants,
Let's go.
Come
Let's
on.
go.
We're gonna give
I
it
like
to
it.
41, baby. Who
I'll
cares
take
about
the
their
Saints there,
defensive
yeah.
line? Who cares about that pass rush? Last time we walked into MetLife, Alvin Kamara
I like
had
it.
3 scores. We're gonna feed the boy. Come on now.
actually,
let's
Saints are
Taysom Hill
5-point
tore his
favorites.
ACL. We need to rally and win one for Taysom.
these last 2
I like it.
games got my start of the week and sit of the week. So sit of the week's Aaron Jones. He's
That's a good
fumbled
sit.
the last 3 games. He's losing snaps to Cam Akers because of the fumble problems. And one area Atlanta's been kind of decent against is the run. They're not giving they're kind of middle of the pack, but they're not giving up a ton of fantasy points to the running backs this year. Not a great matchup for him, especially with the fumble problems and Akers being more involved in the offense. My start of the week is Malik Neighbors here against the Saints secondary.
That's
That's
good
a great
That
start.
is
That's
the best start.
probably the best
Somebody
start.
needs to do that.
Like, I know it's easy to get down on him because he hasn't really had a great. He's kind of just been bid for since week 4. He hasn't had a 20-plus point game since week 4. He actually hasn't caught a touchdown since week 3.
Great
But-
chance at a breakout matchup.
Yeah, I
This defense.
the Saints secondary is very depleted, still super banged up. I think good game for him to get off the schneid. I don't think it's going to help the Giants win, but I think he's poised for a good game here just because he'll have some favorable matchups. But I'm still taking the Saints in this one.
Let's go, Saints. Come on. Get Darren Rizzi back.
And actually, we move on to our next game, Tennessee at Jacksonville. I'm going with the Titans here. My ad of the
man.
week is
Yeah.
Will Levis. Actually,
Oh,
if you're struggling at the quarterback position,
I like
pick up
that.
Will Levis. He scored at least 19 each week since he's been.
They got a wide receiver there who's
Yeah.
like scored a touchdown in it.
Yeah, so he's
Westbrook.
Levis 19 since he's returned
That's a-
from injury 4 weeks ago.
That's good,
He's-
Mercury. I like that.
In that time frame, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's playing the worst defense in terms of giving up fantasy points to quarterbacks. So the Jags
Interesting.
give up
Good
they're
stuff there, man.
32nd ranked against quarterbacks in terms of fantasy points allowed.
I like that, man.
Do that.
That's good stuff.
Plus, you've got the element of a potential Calvin Ridley revenge game here. So
Yeah, that's
if
good
Ridley
stuff.
has
Oh,
a big
yeah.
game, means Levis is probably going to have a big game as well. I like it here. Levis, he's looked solid, man.
Hasn't been played bad the last few weeks.
I like what I'm seeing from him. Bad defense, division matchup, at home. If you're like really hurt, because I know like Lamar Jackson,
Twice in 3 weeks.
you know, the Texans are on bye, the Ravens are on bye. If you've got a rough situation, you've got like Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud. You don't trust your backup quarterback. Pick up Will Levis. I like him having 25 at least in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see a solid like 25-point game out of him.
Stroud is on a bye week and hasn't been playing that good, and Baker is questionable. They play the Raiders, but if Baker doesn't play, then I'm gonna have a donut from my quarterback. I'm gonna say bye-bye to my very thin chances at the playoffs.
Right? If you're one of those people that have been having to survive, you know, with
Yeah.
Bo Nix or Anthony Richardson in there, those guys are also on bye. And pick up Levis. This probably the best week of the season to play him. If you look at out of matchup wise.
Oh yeah.
So Will Levis out of the week. Let's get into it.
Next up, Tampa, LA. It's in Tampa, so I
Or Vegas. Tampa, Vegas.
Yeah, Tampa Vegas.
Tampa,
yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Bucks
Tampa.
here.
Bucks here.
Yeah, we're gonna.
This is an intriguing matchup, man. Pittsburgh at home in a revenge spot against the Browns, playing their
Who-
second matchup in
Does
3 games.
yeah, 3 games. Doesn't Cleveland get them twice?
Trap game. I got Pittsburgh
I
probably.
don't think
Pittsburgh
so.
gonna bounce back here.
They're and Browns are on a short week, obviously, because
They just played
Shout
on
out Monday Night
football. Yeah,
so
I don't think this one will be nearly as close.
I-
either.
Carolina.
I think they're going to do a much better job of trying to help on Miles Garrett.
Yeah, they're gonna get that run game going. Just get Russ in the play
yeah.
action and try to play behind that defense.
Try to get Garrett off of Russell Wilson, not because that was where they just run into a lot of problems. Russ can't escape them. Not a lot of guys can. But
Not right. Yeah.
Not many.
Next game here, we got Philly and Carolina. Panthers have looked
Upset
pretty.
of the week, baby.
Panthers have
Scrappy.
looked pretty competitive in
They're
a
scrappy,
couple of few games. Unfortunately, I think the Eagles are going to just
will
absolutely
end it.
decimate them.
This will end
Yeah,
that run.
it's at home. Look, he's really played well since coming back from being benched, but you've got a really great secondary here. I like Adam Thielen, but like, is he like? I don't
90-year-old
like there have been a lot better receivers than Adam Thielen that have gone to Guantanamo Bay and not come out the same. So I don't think Adam Thielen's gonna move the needle for you here. Jalen Carter is gonna give Chuba Hubbard hell. And then, the Panthers defense, which just loves to sell games for them, trying to stop Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith.
That's my
I would
start.
love to go for the upset here, but my goodness, it's just so stacked against. I can't do it. The Eagles look like the best team in the league to me right now.
That's going to be my start of the week. Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Put them in. They're not playing a very good team. I mean, they might allow some yards in between the 20s, but I don't think the Eagles are going to be any sort of. They're not going to slouch over to any team now. After the 10-1 start last year, everything happened. They're not going to play you.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta imagine they've got that.
That's on their minds all the
Probably
time.
the first thing they cover in every meeting now.
Yep.
It's like, hey, remember last season? Let's not get cocky because they dropped the game like this late in the season to a bad Cardinals team at home as well. So I think that not gonna let that happen 2 years in a row.
Do the change. Next up,
What about you,
AFC. Oh, yeah,
Jimmy,
who you got?
are you taking the Panthers here?
No,
I see it in his eyes. Yeah, he wants.
Eagles big.
Next
Oh,
up,
They'll cover the 12.5 points.
AFC East heater. The Jets going to Hard Rock to play those Dolphins.
Aaron Rodgers, could you come through and win one
No,
from the
Broncos
boys?
need this one.
can't do it. I picked them last week. I can't do it
Yeah,
against
he's-
Seattle at
I'm
home.
going
What are we
with-
talking about?
Miami.
I'm going with Miami.
Miami's
Yeah.
backed up. They have 7 losses, so it's like they know they got to run the table here.
Yeah, they got to play their best ball. So.
To give themselves a shot at the 7th seed.
Yeah.
6 seeds that probably out of the realm of possibility. 7 seed is still there.
Yeah, they're fighting for.
They're fighting
everything.
between them and the Bengals. I know they're coming down the stretch.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be fighting tooth and nail, or tooth and fin, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going Dolphins.
All right.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Seahawks here. Cardinals got kind of embarrassed last time they played the Seahawks in Seattle. That was just 2 weeks ago as well. Another quick turnaround on the division game here. Now
That's
we're going
always
to
fun.
the desert. I'm taking the Cardinals here.
I'm this guy, man. I'm glad I was looking at the Run Your Pool tab. Giants win by 10. Drew Lock show. That's it, man. Bannon.
Man, Mods, man, this guy.
He's out.
And we don't have moderators, but count your days when we do, Kyle. Count your days, buddy. Back to Seattle, Arizona. Going with the Cardinals here. I like a turnaround game here. I'm predicting in this game, Cardinals down by 4. They drive down, and Trey McBride's going to catch a touchdown, his first on the season, by the way, to help seal the win for Arizona in the waning seconds.
You get
So it's
so
going to
many
be another
catches.
close one.
Seattle did win their first matchup in Seattle.
They did, yeah.
I think they do split here. I like that Arizona Cardinals pick. I want the Arizona Cardinals as well. And I also bet them on the 2.5 point spread because I think it's a field goal game. You tell me 3-2-1 kickoff game. You know what I mean? I believe you.
Absolutely. This will be a close one here. Next game, we got the LA Rams playing the Buffalo Bills.
Give me the Rams.
Really?
I'm going upset city. I'm going with the Rams just because with Verse there in the middle, their defensive line. I don't think Buffalo's offensive line has seen a defensive line that's going to be as downhill, as fast and attacking as the LA Rams are. LA Rams at home on that SoFi turf. Buffalo Bills going across the country.
True.
Matt Stafford, if there's a quarterback that's going to be able to keep you in the freaking ball game, now with his two receivers healthy, a little bit of a run game with Kyron Williams, is Buffalo Bills' run defense really all that good? We don't know yet. I think we're going to find out.
Let's see.
I think we're going to find out, and I really think the LA Rams, a 4.5 point spread, field goal game. Buffalo Bills, if they win, I think they win by less than a touchdown. I'm going LA Rams here, man.
All right,
They
you had a
do
lot
need
more.
this win.
You had a lot more reasons than me, Jimmy. I was also going to go with the Rams just because Buffalo clinched their division and their playoff slot. I think it was an easy game for them to just get caught. Lacking, coming across the country, feeling good. Oh, we've locked up the playoffs.
Still fighting for the first seed.
Feeling like you're on top of the
Still
world.
fighting for the first seed. But I really think this is a game that they drop. I like the Rams here.
All right, the Chicago Bears against the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara.
I actually really
I
want to pick the Bears here because the
I'm-
Niners have nobody. But I can't.
I hate myself for doing it. I'm going with the Bears, man.
That you know what?
I-
You're doing it. You're doing it. We're thinking
I-
the same here. I'm going with the Bears.
Eberflus is gone. They're going to be in another close one.
Jimmy's over here.
He's not
going to be here
they
next
can't.
week.
I can't. They can't lose.
If the Lions
They
kick
can't
the crap
lose
out of
to
the Packers and the Bears win, I might not
The
show
last
up.
we see of Jimmy.
Football frenzy we might be down.
Might be a
They
two-man
might-
show.
They might be having a moment of silence for Jimmy Covers on the Monday Football.
Yeah.
That's tough work, boys.
No, I'll bring my boy Craig. He loves to come on. Yeah. I think I got to get the Bears. I don't feel great about it.
I don't
But
either.
God,
How can you feel good about it?
I don't feel good about taking the Niners either. This is a
I don't feel
Right.
good with either of them.
This is one of those
crap
matches,
game
you
to
know,
have in the
dog with
afternoon window.
a dog with fleas, and you got to adopt a dog. Which
think
one do you
I
want?
think there's at least 4 late window games. I think it's a 6 window
Yeah.
early slate
Yep.
and then 4 late. So
Yep.
and at least you're gonna have a division
Picking a
matchup
litter.
and then 2. No wait, I think never mind. It is just 3
Yeah.
actually. Dang, that's
Dang.
rough.
Yeah. Well,
Well, at least
Seattle,
you got,
Arizona's at 4. Chicago, San Fran's at 4:30. Buffalo, LA's at 4:30, and then Sunday Night Football. So yeah, there's some late window action. I like it.
huge game here. The Chiefs versus the Chargers.
Chargers, baby.
And they're
Let's go Chargers.
give me the Chargers.
Come on,
Give me-
Give me the Chargers. I
One
don't
time,
care.
Harbaugh.
I don't
Bring it home.
care.
One time.
Bring it home.
I like it.
The Chiefs can't keep getting away with it. Come on.
They can't keep getting away with it.
Yeah.
Can't
The
keep getting
Chargers-
away with this.
They're gonna get them. All right.
I think
believe
they
in it.
Yeah.
That defense.
We
is
need to
playing really
summon
well.
the football gods for this
Yeah.
one, boys.
Oh,
I don't know what dark magic people are praying to. Pray to it. We need to win this time.
Yeah.
we're gonna get the candles lit up.
Sacrifice
Tomorrow.
your
After
ghost.
this.
One loss out of all of it's impossible to rank this. They're literally 4 plays and a blocked field goal away from only having 5 wins.
Yeah. I love when you flip the outcome of every one possession game in the NFL. The Chiefs would be 2-10.
They're the worst team against the spread in the entire NFL.
Terrible. Yeah.
They're 11-1, and they have 4 wins against the spread.
So bad. Yeah. It's a lot
They've
of
covered
luck
the spread 4
and
times as a
just
fake.
somehow finding a way to come out on top.
That's terrible.
It's got to end. LA needs a big win here. I think they really want to keep that 5 spot here.
Yeah, Broncos 1-1. You don't want match record with the Broncos right now.
Yeah.
Both these teams are
And you guys
hot.
got played the next week, don't you?
Yeah. So
on Thursday.
you give a win.
Oh
That's
my
gonna
gosh.
give you a
guys
little
back to
cushion.
back?
No, we have the Colts next week, and then we play.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
So you get another bye.
we gotta beat the team that's chasing us for the 7th seed. Then we gotta beat another wild card team that's fighting to keep the 5 seed.
See,
So
yeah.
on a short week. Thanks, NFL. Thank
That's
you
gonna be
so
tough.
much for flexing the Broncos into this window.
That's kind of jacked.
I
That
hate.
is really.
That's
Can we
kinda
make it
jacked,
like
bro.
Sunday night football or something, or Monday night, like Thursday
Yeah. For the Colts and Broncos?
for the
Well,
Chargers?
Chargers.
Oh, for the
So we
Chargers.
gotta
and
play the
Broncos.
Colts, who are the team chasing us
Right,
for
right.
the 7th seed.
And then
They're
on the
right
short
on
week,
my
you
butts.
play the Chargers.
And now
okay,
we gotta go
Thursday.
play the Chargers. Like that's on a short
Man.
week when it wasn't supposed
A
to be.
division
like that.
matchup, too. That's bogus.
on the
Miami's
road.
Right
That's
there.
bogus, dude. On the road, too. Bummer, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that major bummer. All right, we got about 2 minutes left. Last game, I think it's a pretty easy one. But, I mean, the Bengals, right?
Yeah,
Cowboys.
Bengals,
Are
Cowboys.
trash.
Sorry.
This has got to
Sabrina.
be one.
Bengals are 5-point favorites on the road somehow.
Yeah,
I do think the Dallas Cowboys do cover the 5.5, and I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
CD should finally have.
I
it.
could see this game being played into the 30s, honestly.
Yeah, Cooper Rush doesn't really have to match up against that good of a defense. Yeah, they got to worry about Trey Hendrickson.
I'm saying
That's about
59
it,
on the
yeah.
point total there. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going with.
I kind of almost nailed it. I said I wrote down 50, and the total is 49 and a hook. So I wrote down 50, not knowing what the total was, and I'm right on it. I'm like, man, if this is
There
a
you go.
dude, if this is a, you know what I mean, 24 game going into overtime, that game
This
goes
is the Simpsons
Oh yeah.
special. whatever
Yeah.
crap they're doing. Like I don't know what that is, but
Yeah,
apparently
it's
they
just like the Toy Story game.
Yeah,
You know,
something like that.
yeah.
Apparently they really wanted to flex this out of Monday night, but they couldn't because they'd already animated everything for it. So we're
Dude, they're time travelers. They don't have
Yeah.
all the.
Yeah, come on.
You know
I mean, I'm not going to complain.
Simpsons should have known.
I'm not complaining about getting to watch the Bengals on prime time. Like even though
That's true.
they're 4-8, they're like the best 4-8 team I've ever
Dude,
seen in my
They'll
life.
put up 38.
If they have 7 wins, I mean, it's not even a debate that Joe Burrow is probably an MVP candidate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
if
Just
they had a
flip their
winning
They have
record,
7. They have like 6 games left. He has almost 4,000 passing yards and like 30 touchdowns.
I think he's going to finish. Might be the only guy with over 40 touchdowns.
I
Lamar
think
Jackson
so.
might be.
Lamar might be there with him. Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
Well,
close.
thanks for watching, folks. We
We'll
love
be
you.
back next
We'll
week.
miss you. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday until the final whistle. Military Broadcast
Football
Radio.
frenzy.
Follow us, like and subscribe on our YouTube and
conference
all the
championship
socials.
weekend, baby.
Conference
Oh, yeah.
football, all the football. We'll see you Monday on a Monday Football Frenzy. Good night and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio.
Also, about next Wednesday or next Monday, I'm gonna have to leave like immediately after the show's over. I got the state of Colorado is making every like restaurant manager take the serve safe. It's a
Oh,
new state law, so I test. I have that test. It's near here. It's Monday at 2 p.m. So
Okay, cool.
I
Get outta here.
gotta go and take that.
Monday I can stay like I did last time, but
Okay.
I'm gonna head out now. If you guys want to do all the clips
Yeah,
and
I
stuff,
got
for
you.
me.
I'm gonna be sick.
Definitely do the one. I want a clip of where you admitted that I was right about the NBA because that was a good. That was some good shit.
Yeah.
That was real.
I'm
good
starting
shit.
to see.
I want that
I was
clip. Like, hey, maybe Jimmy Covers might be on this.
It's like-
here.
Some of the games I have watched, even when they are competitive, I'm like, the energy in the stadium doesn't even really feel like there. You know?
Yeah. It's just and it really is like game for game, dude, player to player. Like it's just, it's not like it's bad. It's just not entertaining anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and the NBA can help out. You know, with that aspect of having like these games like matter doesn't matter. Like I don't even think that'd be a question if you just made the game like more feasible or more fun for the fan to engage in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, make it feel like you're actually doing something for your team instead of just giving them your money, watching players maybe not even play.
I know.
You know, until, an hour before game time, you're finding out, oh, this guy's not even playing. It's like, oh, well, I just buy a ticket.
Right. Like, it's such a risk to, like you want to get NBA TV to watch these certain games. Like, why would I pay a subscription to try to watch a game where
Right.
like the guys I want to watch might not even be playing? I want to go to a game when like, oh, this guy could be like hurt,
Hurt.
And then it's like people that do go to those games, and all of a sudden this player that they paid to come see isn't there. The enthusiasm's out.
They don't even care.
I think so.
It's like
But
you
yeah,
were saying,
but you're not wrong though. Like at the playoffs, it's like it's not even the same sport.
it changes
It's-
way
It's
too
not
much.
even the same game when it
It
goes to the
changes
playoffs.
way too much.
I love
Like
it, dude.
it's-
I've been to a few playoff games here in Denver the last few years. Obviously,
I love it.
top
But it's
tier,
a
dude.
drastic change from regular season.
It is.
It's yeah.
It really is.
It's just it feels like a whole like different type of like basketball playing. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, there's still like a decent
because the
amount
game
of-
shortens up.
Yeah, there's a
It's
decent-
half court offense. You get to see players playing, and the spacing of it isn't just like one side of the court is wide open.
Yeah.
There's more spacing. There's more taking advantages of mismatches. You know, I mean, when Nas Reed was getting matched up with, Michael Porter Jr. in the playoffs last year, who do you think Minnesota's going to? He can't guard his own position.
Yeah.
And Nas Reed he had like 11 points in like 5 minutes, and they like took that big lead in game 2, all because of Nas. Who the fuck is Nas Reed?
He's
Minnesota
the
team.
fucking guy.
He's okay, but I mean, in reality, that shouldn't be the guy that's beating you. I mean, I know, Edwards is doing his thing, and Cat was okay, but like that's not the guy that should be beating you.
It's just like you were
Well,
saying though.
What the hell is Aaron
This
Gordon
guy
doing?
can't guard his position. We're gonna attack him in our game plan because
Absolutely.
we're actually fucking trying.
Trying?
It's
Yeah.
like it's that fucking.
I watched. I was watching somebody talk about the
Yeah.
disparity in threes and how bad it is in the regular season. Where it was like, then they like show the clip where it was like, I think it was Lakers Timberwolves. Yeah. Like, D'Angelo Russell was like matched up on Rudy Gobert. And it's like, just give it to Gobert, like, and let him score.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like Russell's not stopping him.
It
No.
was.
But no, this guy, like, he drives in, kicks it out to the corner, missed three, end of possession.
And that's it.
I mean, you
I
had
give him credit.
2 points there, right?
It was. This is some years back. It was the COVID year. It was the bubble. Tim Legler. So he did this thing because they were doing that debate of like old school and new school. JJ Redick was on there, and Legler's kind of old school three-point shooter. Did you know? Fun fact, and I only remember this because it went super fucking viral, and Legler just dominated JJ Redick in this debate because it wasn't even fair. The most threes, Larry Bird has one of the best 3-point percentages in the NBA. Did you know that Larry Bird, in his entire career, you know how many threes he took? The most he ever took in a game. The most. Give me a guess.
12.
7.
Wow.
Not even
7.
for 10.
Okay, 7. And he said if he played in today's era with the space that you have to shoot threes,
He would have had 100.
he said
points
even at his
12
current,
times.
don't even change his 3-point shooting percentage. Keep his current 3-point. He has the most points in NBA history by 27,000. Just think, he had a 47% career 3-point shooting percentage. 47, 50-50. That's not even close. Reggie Miller was 34, and he was at one point the all-time leading 3-point shooter. But he's shooting 15 threes a game. He was really the first guy. And then Ray Allen came along, and obviously Curry, and the game's changed just totally. But, Larry was a first, and, he's a big guy. He's a 4, guarding his position. Just keep the same 3-point shooting percentage. Add an extra 11 threes.
Yeah.
At 50-50, he's the all-time leading scorer by, he doubles up LeBron James right now. By 27,000, he has more. Not even close. And like Jay, he's like, oh, but what would he have done if he actually had somebody closing out? And it's like, bro, he's already standing there wide open. Remember, he can't be in his lightning path, right?
That's true.
He can't hand check. They can't, we're playing today's era rules, right?
Find the right Twitch. Oh, that thing's not here.
I downloaded it. That's probably not the right Twitch.
Oh
Go
no,
with that.
we might. I don't know if H Train added that one as a destination this morning because that's the right one. The duck. Yeah, hit share.
Oh.
Military broadcast rate.
Oh yeah, it's not on there. Oh. Okay, yeah, we just weren't live on that Twitch today. We were on our own page though.
Yeah.
I got
Well, I guess I don't have to.
No
Does
Twitch.
it automatically do, or do you just like sign into the Twitch and post it?
I